We are now live on YouTube.
Oh, Jatin, let me begin. Hello, good morning, District 20, Kuwait and Bahrain. Welcome to the first Club Offices training for the term 2020-21. You have been chosen to become a source of inspiration, helping fellow Toastmasters to reach a new horizon in an unselfish, caring manner with patience. Congratulations to all. Current Region 11 Advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, Region 11 Advisor-elect, DTM James Tarak, current District 20 Trio, District Director, DTM Wafa Salman, Program Quality Director, DTM Mohammed Salim, Club Growth Director, DTM Alka Kumra, District 20 Director-elect, DTM Mohammed Salim, District 20 Program Quality Director-elect, DTM Alifia Lagdawala, District 20 Club Growth Director-elect, DTM Khalid Abdullah, Division Directors, Area Directors, Club members of the District 20, past present leaders of District 20 are leaders across the globe. We extend a cheerful welcome to all. My name is K.M. Thomas, Area 16 Director-elect. I am serving you as a Sergeant at Arms for the first virtual round 1 Club Officers training. Let me remind you some ground rules. Kindly name yourself with your Club XCOM role, followed by your name. If you are already done, a big salute to you. Kindly keep your mics muted and video turned off when the trainer giving the presentation. Refrain from chatting during the educational session unless asked for. Let me read out the Toastmasters International mission. We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. The strict mission is we build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Club mission statement is we provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Dear friends, it is gratifying to look around and see many new and familiar faces on this Friday morning. How is your Friday? Are you tensed? Do you feel drowsy? I have a simple magic to get more energy. Please join with me. Now you can unmute yourself. Please unmute and join with me. I will do some simple exercise to grasp more energy. So we will have fresh oxygen. So we'll have a breathing exercise. Keep your hands straight, palm facing up. Imagine that you are keeping all your tension inside your hand. Hold your hands. We will do inhale and exhale. When we do inhale, bring the hands close to your body. And when we do exhale, open your hands. Inhale with the nose, exhale with the mouth. Okay, ready? Keep your hands straight, palm facing up, and hold your hands. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The last one. Inhale, exhale. Very good. Now we can do inhale and exhale with some laughter. When we release our tension, we should laugh. Okay, ready? Hands straight. Hold your tension inside your hand. Inhale. Exhale. You can unmute yourself and laugh out loud. Okay. The second one, hands straight. Inhale. Exhale. You can please unmute and let me hear your laughing sound in the morning.
So that
Okay, next
you
one.
have whatever you're listening to. So any questions outside of the presentation topic can be laid.
Okay, ready? Hands straight. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, very good. Okay, there is one more exercise that is we need some more energy. We are holding 2 glasses called milkshake laughter, milkshake breathing. We are putting the milk to the other glass with the sound A. A. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Drinking, you can laugh. Okay, one more last one. 2 glasses. A. Drink. You feel alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now let me hand over the floor to our master of ceremonies to add some icing, to decorate elements, to make the session more interesting or giving more surprise. We have a special person, the only human in times like these when the world struggles with color. She is busy adding colors to her artist palette in the world of cake decorating and Toastmasters. President of Kuwait challenges Toastmasters for another 4 days. Incoming VP Education elect of the Kuwait challenges and Area 21 Director elect. She has recently completed her first path in Pathways and can't wait to deliver her third icebreaker speech after having delivered so many speeches. Dear leaders, friends, join me to welcome the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Priscilla Dias.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster K.M. Thomas, for that wonderful introduction. A round of applause for our Sergeant at Arms for kickstarting this event on such a cheerful note, briefing us on the ground rules with his magic of inhale and exhale and laughter. Good morning, leaders of District 20, and welcome to our very first online club officers training in District 20. and to your first assignment as leaders for the term 2020-2021. Congratulations on being elected leaders. Your club members have made the right choice, choosing you to lead your club. And the past few weeks in Toastmasters has been all about nominations, elections, installation ceremonies, celebrating, congratulating moments. Well, let me tell you, the honeymoon is over. You heard me right. The honeymoon is over. From now on, you get to the grind. And we begin with this club officers training. Why club officers training, you ask? Because Toastmasters International says, if you attend the club officers training, your club will get 1 point towards the DCP goals. Is that all? When you said, I do, to what the election officer had to say during your installation ceremony, you committed to attend this club officers training and to learn how to lead and grow as leaders. Now it is said, leaders can't be taught, but can be learned. And hence, we have trainers, not teachers, to conduct this training. These trainers are none other than your very own club members who have walked the path of leadership. And here they are to share their experiences. Your division directors, your area directors have been empowered to lead. And in turn, they will empower you to lead your club. Now, before we go into the training session, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our dignitaries who will address us with their experiences and words of wisdom. Do we have DTM Ali Shahbaz in the room?
Yes, dear MC, I'm here.
Thank you. A lecturer and a course coordinator at Bahrain Polytechnic, an educator, an entrepreneur, involved in research work to do with robotics and artificial intelligence by profession, has led the largest district in the world in 2016, consisting of 7 countries in the Middle East, with over 360 plus clubs. With a round of applause, help me welcome our Regional 11 Advisor for Middle East, Africa, and Pakistan, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali. DTM Ali Shahbaz.
Thank you, our amazing MC, for giving us that words of wisdom. Priscilla Dice, my fellow region advisor incoming, James Tarouk, District Director Wafa Salman, District Director-elect Muhammad Salim, PQD Muhammad Salim again, and PQD-elect Alafia Lakrawala, Club Growth Directors Alka Kumra and Club Growth Director-elect Khalid Abdullah, Division, Area, Club leaders and members. A very good morning to everybody. Now, over past few years, I have been attending several club officers training in District 20 and in Middle East. Lately, in my term as RA, also in Africa and Pakistan. Now, I can tell you all one thing. We all are no different from this region, this district to other districts in Region 11 or other regions it may be. Everybody here is to seek, everybody here is to learn, and we all are here to serve. Now, I'm sure with club officers training happening today, you might be having your notebook and your pen next to you. If you don't, please keep that next to you. I'm going to tell you to do something, and for those who have attended my address before, they would know what I'm going to do next. But while you are searching for your pen, your notebook, in case you don't have it in front of you, I will only say this, that here we are. As our MC Priscilla was saying, it's a new term again. And what I would recommend is that now that we are elected, or we happen to be there, someone might have pushed us in the ExGov, or we came forward and did it all by ourselves. We are here now. We have that position. We got some responsibilities. What we can do is, whatever happened the previous term, still it's not ended. We can always reach out to those people. When we talk to people to tell them to do their job, or somebody told us to do our job this term, if we felt bad about it, just pick up the phone or just write a message that, see, it wasn't about me or you, it was about that position. If I was a president and if I told my VP membership in a very harsh manner, why aren't you submitting your report? I need my report. I told you 3 times, 4 times, but my report hasn't come in. And the VP membership might have felt bad. Call up the VP membership or call up that officer and say, this was all about my position as a president and your position as VP membership. There was nothing personal. And let's start fresh. We all are here today on a Friday morning, enjoying the club officers training, or maybe for some, coming in by all pressure in their head. Why club officers training early in the morning? Maybe you didn't have the right caffeine for the day. But we all are here. We cannot avoid it. We cannot go back and change things. We have a responsibility. And it makes a bigger responsibility when we are not paid in cash for what we are doing. It's about respect. It's about self-respect. And that's what we all look for in our life. Our self-respect is very important. So let us be accountable. Please read the updated Club Leadership Handbook. It's already printed in English, in Arabic, in French, in many languages. World Headquarters has already published them recently. So please read them and get started. I always tell officers that just do your part. Forget about others. If they call you for an advice, that's fine. If they don't call you, don't bother yourself. Please focus on what is your basic work and tell everybody else to do the same. And then nothing can stop your club from flourishing. It's not about DCP alone, but it's you who have to go to the next level, to a better person. Now, if you got your pen and book in front of you, let's do a small exercise. Let's start writing. Write dear and write your name. You're writing yourself a letter. I have been elected for so-and-so position, whether club, area, division, or even district. And these are my goals for this term. And at the end, you have to mention, it's not just only about the goals. I want to be better version of myself in June 2021. Keep this letter safe with you somewhere and open it next year at the same time and just see how much have you progressed. Trust me, this works magical. This does wonders. If you ever forget you're going, if you are ever going out of track, just open this letter and have a look at it. You all have joined, come in this position today for a reason. And that reason is only to serve members, only to become a better version. If you are going to hurt somebody, if we are going to put down someone just because we are in position, it's not in the values or the best interest of Toastmasters and forming a better global community. So I will only tell you all to keep that respect as a keystone for the whole term. And please do reach out to the current members or officers, your fellow officers, and tell them, hey guys, let's forget it. It doesn't even matter. Let's move on. And your day will be an amazing day. So please keep everything behind and look forward for a great term 2021. Thank you. Over to you, our amazing MC.
Thank you, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, for those words of wisdom. We shall put aside everything. Remember that it was just a position and move on with our new term. And thank you for that letter which you've asked us to write to remind us that we are here only to improve ourselves and others. It is now only fitting for me to introduce to you the Regional 11 Advisor-elect, who has been the past District Director, Program Quality Director, Club Growth Director, and Public Relations Manager of Division 79, as well as past Division A Governor and Area 5 Governor of District 79 back when the entire Gulf was District 79. He is a certified purchasing professional who works as a senior procurement officer in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Put your hands together for our Regional 11 Advisor-elect, DTM James Tarok. DTM James.
Master of Ceremonies.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, Madam Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Priscilla. Our Region 11 advisor, the very energetic and very supportive, my mentor, DTM Ali Shabazz, the district leaders headed by our District Director-elect Toastmaster Muhammad Salim, our PQD-elect, DTM Alifia, our current CGD, Alka, and our CGD-elect, Toastmaster Khalid, all the outstanding leaders of District 20, beautiful Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I really like the breathing exercise earlier on conducted by our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Thomas. Breathing exercise because it's part of maintaining our physical wellness. To some of you, especially those who are health buffs, you may consider yoga to a certain extent because it helps improve our mental and emotional state. Well, we have a lot of exercises in Toastmasters and we call it training. So today, most of you are here to attend the club officers training. I think this is the first ever, the first district in Region 11, which conducted the online club officers training. And for that, I salute the program quality director-elect, DTM Alifia, for heading this event. Now, while Ari Ali has already laid out the logistical requirements, I would like to highlight some of the things that you need to watch out for in this training. This is not just an attendance for your club to get the credit, but somehow work on, try to maximize this opportunity for you to learn more. First, this session is for you to be empowered. So watch out for those knowledge, for those information that will be shared by the presenter. Second, we all have a built-in skills. Now, the purpose of those masters is to unleash those skills. So you have to work on to sharpen those already built-in skills. So watch out for that. The third will be the competency. Why it is important for you to know what are the sets of competencies that you would like to develop as club officer, because you will be put in a situation where you will ask, what if, how to do it. So that competencies will be able to allow you to survive those moments wherein you are asking questions. Fourth will be to focus on the processes here in Toastmasters, because our organization mainly dwells with the task, with the goals. So watch out for it. And finally, also put into consideration the schedule, because as Toastmasters, we also work with meeting the deadlines. I remember my first club officer training back in 2008 when I was attending the secretary training, and the facilitator, rather than sharing all the beautiful knowledge as a Toastmaster, what I've heard is rants and those sentiments which could have been avoided. So, fellow Toastmasters, you are now at this point wherein the trainers are also empowered to pass on these pieces of information and knowledge. So, take advantage of it and try to spot those barriers that will stop you, that will impede you to perform as an efficient and effective club officers, as well as take note of those best practices that you might bring to your club. Always remember that in Toastmasters, just like our Chief Executive Officer, Daniel Rex emphasized that here in Toastmasters, our primary product here are not the speech contests. Our primary product here is the positive member experience. So when we have that positive member experience, it will lead to club retention. And when we have the club retention, it will lead to club quality. And that will make your district, your division, your area happy. So all the best, because at this session, you are all the stars. Be that star today and go back to your club to bring light to your fellow members. Thank you and enjoy the session. Back to our Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Priscilla.
Thank you, DTM James Taruk, for your words of wisdom to us to be the spark in our club. We thank you for reminding us for what we are here, to empower us, to unleash our skills, to develop our competency, and to put a schedule, a timeline to meet our goals. Our next dignitary needs no introduction. He has been on the grind with his role as the Program Quality Director of District 20 and has done a fabulous job. However, he will continue to be on the grind with his new role as District Director-elect of District 20. With a big round of applause, please welcome District Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster, Muhammad Salim.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Thumbs up if you can hear me, Master of Ceremonies. I can see you. Thank you very much. First of all, I like the way you pronounce each word. Actually, you have mastered it now as a Master of Ceremonies. So thank you very much. Now, first of all, let me acknowledge the presence of our incoming regional advisor, DTM James, our fellow district officers. I don't want to name them because I believe I have very short time actually. Currently, I'm attending a club meeting actually where I had emphasized one thing as incoming club officers actually. I know that we have a situation, we have a pandemic situation, we are going through it. It's a very difficult challenge actually, but some clubs have excelled conducting virtual meetings and they're going on as if this is the next future of it actually. I don't believe that the virtual meetings are the future of Toastmasters. We need to meet. We have a different perspective in terms of having physical meetings rather than virtual meetings actually. Until then, you continue on your virtual meetings. I have only one request to all the clubs, the incoming XCOM, have a cozy environment. Try to do normal club meetings actually. What I have seen is that now a club meeting is not a club meeting if you don't have members from other districts, other part of the continent for that matter. You have the guest speakers, celebrity speakers, but try to bring in a normal club meeting because wherein that's where you benefit the members actually. I know there are this type of meetings are required, these celebrations are required, but your normal club meeting is what really matters. If you really want the club to be active, if you want the members to be active, give them more participation role actually. That is what we need to do. Club officers actually, please do focus on your club. I know some of the club officers are taking multiple roles in multiple clubs actually. This is which I really don't advise actually, but since there is a culture going on, I don't want to disturb that, but try to give opportunities to others, empower other club officers so that they became also wonderful Toastmasters. I remember I joined Toastmasters in the year 2002 and I was given 3 years as secretary and sergeant terms. There was no growth there actually. The point is that there are certain member leaders who try to, I mean, wherein members really quit. Almost 57% of the members quit annually, not because of the education program they came in, but because they didn't get what they came for actually. So let's cater to the members' needs. The club officers training, it is said that more you bleed here, more you sweat and bleed here, that you less bleed in the war, real war, time war. So put in more efforts, time, ask questions, and I'm sure you will have a wonderful year. I'm not talking about DCP here at all. This is not my time to talk about DCP. It's too early. So let's get trained before we venture into our club. All the best. Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mohammed Salim, District 20 Director-elect, for those words of wisdom, reminding us that we need to have normal meetings given the situation and to ensure that we give opportunities to members to lead in our clubs. It now gives me pleasure to introduce to you our next dignitary who has been the pillar of District 20. An educator and a trainer by profession, she has led District 20 with all her enthusiasm and vigor. Let us welcome our bold and beautiful District 20 Director, distinguished Toastmaster Wafa Salman, with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Thank you, Master of Ceremony, for the lovely introduction. And let me start by greeting our dignitaries, R.A. Ali, our guardian angel, our own R.A. R.A. James, good luck in your term as well. Dignitaries, current and future, club officers and members of District 20. Very good morning for all of you. Henry Ford said something. He said, anyone who stops learning, whatever, 20 or 80, is old. Who keeps on learning stays young. So my advice to you, to take this learning and keep on learning all your life, to stay young, because we don't want to be old. We don't want to be out of track. Several people will tell me that I attended a club officer training. Why again? And from a trainer point of view, I will tell you, even if you attend the same session again, you will gain several knowledge. Because each one of us as a trainer give the information in a different way, added some personal stories and personal experience. And by that, you will learn a lot. So don't say, I attended the officers training. Even if you attended, attend again, not just for the point, for you to see different kind of trainers and learn from them. The club is the heart of the whole Toastmasters. And here everything starts. And when we are serving the club, we will be the best or the most the best or the most enjoyable moments will be there. Because while we are serving the club, we are serving the member who is on the top of the pyramid. Take this learning that you will take today, adapt and adjust according to the club members' needs. Reflect it back to your club. Make sure that you are adding a value to your club. And by the training, you are taking the training from the club officer training to the club, and make sure you are achieving their goals and your goals. If the member achieved his or her goals, the club will achieve, the area will achieve, the division will achieve, the district and the international will achieve. So please focus on the club, which is the heart of every Toastmaster meeting. Stay stuck to your members, serve them, and keep on learning to stay young. That's my advice to you. Stick to the club, serve members, and enjoy your journey in Toastmasters. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, District 20 Director DTM Wafa Salman, for those words, for letting out your secret of staying young by keeping on learning, and your advice to stay close to the club and to serve the members of the club. I would now like to take a moment to introduce to you our key role players at this training event. Our moderator, Toastmaster Nagendra Sitaram, Secretary-elect of ABC Toastmasters Club, Area 2, Division C. And our timer, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal, VP Education Elect of ASSP Club, Area 19, Division E. Well, with our role players in place to support this event, I would now like to ask you leaders of District 20, are you ready? Are you ready for the grind? Just kidding. Are you ready to learn and lead? If you're ready, then let's begin with our first training session. But before that, let me tell you, if you have any questions with regards to the training session, please feel free to post them directly in the chat to me, Master of Ceremonies, Priscilla Dias. And I will ensure our trainers answer those questions during the question and answer session. Now, what is it that we need to lead a Toastmasters club? Do I hear determination, dedication, service, communication, leadership. Of course, we do need all this. But there is something else that our first trainer is going to train us on. So to introduce our first trainer, he is a logistics and supply chain professional, managing the freight commercial desk with Agility Logistics, Kuwait. He started his Toastmasters journey in 2011 as the VP Education of Al Badr Anchors Toastmasters Club and moved on to serve as president. He is presently serving as the president of Elite Debaters Toastmasters Club, the only official debate club in Kuwait. In 2018, he represented Kuwait at the District 20 evaluation contest at DTAC while competing against Qatar and Bahrain and was crowned as the contest winner. A proud moment for the Kuwait Toastmasters fraternity. Recently, he led the Kuwait debate team and won the first ever regional debate conference held between Kuwait, Dubai, Qatar, and Bahrain. Presently, he is a mentor for aspiring public speakers and also conducts various evaluation and debate workshops within the GCC region. He is the Area's 17 Director-elect for 2020-21. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Prince George, who will train us on the Distinguished Club program.
Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla, for such a warm welcome. Thank you so much. Actually, I was having issues with getting unmuted, but sorted out now. Thank you so much yes,
Toastmaster
exactly.
Prince. Yeah, Toastmaster Prince, you have 45 minutes for your training session. Timer will display the green screen at 35 minutes, yellow screen at 40 minutes, and the red screen at 45 minutes. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you again for a warm welcome. And firstly, a very good morning to all the Toastmasters in the house today. And a special good morning to the new XCOM who's come up to take up the challenge for the new year. Now, why are we here today is to discuss what exactly is the Distinguished Club program. Just a brief background of myself, as already mentioned by Priscilla. I have done my MBA Marketing and BE Mechanical in my education. And yes, I am handling freight logistics at Agility Kuwait. I have won the DTAC 2018 in the evaluation category. I have won that contest in 2018. And yes, the debate conference that has been concluded recently as well. And my interests range from philately, which is stamp collection, and I love to travel, which is right now on hold thanks to the crisis. Ground rules, the emergency exits is best left to your best discretion. Mobile phones, please keep them on silent. If you do choose to keep them on loud, please ensure that you mute your mics unless you're asked to unmute yourself. Please feel free to raise your hands for participation in any of the events. The comments can be typed in the chat box. Questions shall be addressed at the end. Now, what is the agenda for the meeting today? First, I would like to take you through distinguished club program. Firstly, why do we need it? What is it? And how do we do this? Then the club success plan. And also, what's in it for me? Which is the question that each one of you sitting here today must be thinking about. Great. Now, talking about the first part of it, the Distinguished Club Program. Why do we need this? Now, I would like to invite anyone from the floor to raise your hand, and Cajetan, if you could help me with this, to raise your hand and just let me know what is your brief understanding of why exactly you think we need a Distinguished Club Program in Toastmasters. Anyone, feel free to just give your opinion.
We have President of Tamba Talkers, Murali.
Yes, Murli, please go
I
ahead.
will unmute him.
Yes, please.
Very good morning.
Good morning, Murli.
This is basically to be qualified for recognition in your
Murali's audio is not
to be
clear. May I ask
recognized.
anybody else?
Yes, I can briefly
said these
explain
are
what
the-
Murli is trying to say. He's trying to talk about recognition for a club, basically. That's what Murli was trying to say. Thank you, Murli. Can we have someone else, please?
We have VP membership of ABC Farouk. I will unmute him.
Yes, please.
Thank you. My understanding for the distinguished club.
Farouk, over to you.
Yeah, sorry.
Could you be a little loud, Farooq?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Better?
Yes, very clear. Very clear.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
The objective of the Distinguished Club program is really to set a path for members or guidelines on how they can achieve the quality, and that's why meet the member expectations and everything. It's a pathway, it's a set of goals that if achieved, or even if not achieved, will actually ensure that the club is going on the right path that will provide value to its members.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you both, Murli and Farooq. Thank you so much for your feedback, which is absolutely right. Now, the first thing that the reason we have a distinguished club program, I would like to take you back to what was mentioned by DTM Salim and DTM Wafa. What was the one thing that both of them specifically impressed on us? That Toastmasters is the heart of Toastmasters is every club member who's come to Toastmasters with a dream to achieve something, to grow for his self-development. And that's something which is the heart and core of Toastmasters. And this is something we always need to keep in mind through our journey in Toastmasters. And this responsibility lies on the able shoulders of the XCOM. So what is the first reason we need a distinguished club program is to get organized with our thoughts on how we want each and every member to develop with his own personal goals and link it to the club goals. So overall, we create an environment which allows this member to grow, and simultaneously even the club grows, right? So that's why we need a distinguished club program to organize and plan things in a club. Second, as rightly mentioned by Farooq, if I'm not wrong, was to maintain the quality in a club. Because if you don't have guidelines for any certain process, like we would have seen at our jobs as well, if you don't have guidelines, you're never able to maintain the quality which is required to make this a success. So we have to maintain a certain quality in everything that we do. To enhance the membership experience by letting each member know that we care about his own requirements, his own needs of self-development as well. So when we have a plan in place, we take care of this member and we take care of the club. That's the reason we have a distinguished club program. And the last but not the least is when you achieve these goals, you celebrate. You enjoy celebration right now with social distancing, of course, but you celebrate once you meet these goals, and you show to yourself and your club members that, hey, we planned this and we achieved it, which is amazing, right? So what happens with that entire process is that each person has grown with his own educational needs, and at the same time, the entire club has taken a step forward and grown as well. So all these together, cumulatively, make a distinguished club program. Now, just to briefly take you through the 4 pillars, as I would like to call them, of the distinguished club program, are 1, which is the education. Like we just spoke about, the education of each member in the club is extremely critical for growth. So education is one of the most important pillars in a distinguished club program. The next is membership. Why membership is important is because when you have new people coming to your club, it always adds a certain spice, a certain flavor. Different personalities add value to your club. So you always need to keep growing as a club with new membership, new views, new opinions. And this is encouraged by Toastmasters. That's why membership is one of the strongest pillars in the Distinguished Club program. Training. How good are we if we don't polish our tools, right? So we have to keep increasing or bettering our skill sets and get more and more competitive as every day passes. So training is extremely important for all the XCOM members and club officers to execute their role with perfection. Administration. The reason administration also is important is because we need to be linked with Toastmasters and we need to update them on what is happening in the club. So uploading of the club members who have been elected in the new XCOM, to upload that through Club Central is important. To pay dues on time is important. And the administration that goes into a club's operations is also an important pillar in the Distinguished Club program. Now, what are the qualifying requirements for to be distinguished? Firstly, the club should be in good standing. Secondly, there should be 20 members in a club, either that, or there should be a net growth of 5 new members by June 30th. So what this actually means is, let's assume there were 11 members in a club by June 30th of this year, and there are 16 members by June 30th of next year. What does this mean? Means the club is still on 16 members but hasn't reached 20. But is the job done? Yes, because you have increased by 5 members, by 5 new members, which is goal met. One important point to note is that transfer members don't count towards the qualifying requirement. It's only new and reinstated members who are considered for this. Please make a note of that, because we have had cases where members have transferred from one club to another club, but those points have not been, that's not been considered for the Distinguished Club program. So please make note of that. It's only new or reinstated members. Now, coming to the 10 distinguished club goals, we already understood why we need these goals: to move together as a club and the members in sync and to grow together, right? So what are the 10 club goals? Now, let me take you through them step by step. The first goal, please pay attention to this because we're going to have a short quiz coming up. The first goal is 4 level 1 awards achieved. Well, I'm presuming that everyone here is aware of pathways, how it works. It has 5 levels. You all are XCOM members. You all are aware of that. So you need 4 level 1 awards to be achieved for your first goal to be met. For your second goal to be met, you need 2 level 2 awards to be achieved. For your third goal to be met, you need 2 more level 2 awards to be achieved. For your goal 4, you need 2 level 3 awards to be achieved. For your goal 5, you need 1 level 4, level 5, or a DTM award to be achieved. And the exact same applies for goal 6. If you have an additional one member who has achieved level 4, level 5 or DTM award for your club. So these 6, as you can see, are purely based on the pillar of education of your members. Number 7 is when you have 4 new members in your club. Number 8 is when you have 4 additional new members in your club. Number 9 is a minimum of 4 club officers trained during each training cycle. So this cycle is one that we are having now, which you have 4 club officers who are being trained. This also has to happen in the next training cycle, which happens in the period of December, Jan and Feb. You will be informed about that. And I will take this more in detail. Right now, I'm just enlisting the points for you to know what we are speaking about. And the last and important goal is the October or April renewal report should be done in time. And a club officers list must be submitted on time. So for all you ExComs who are here with us today, in case you have still not submitted your ExCom list on Club Central, please do it soon. Otherwise, you will jeopardize this point for your club. So please do it soon. That's my call out to all of you. Great. So we've discussed the 6 educational goals. As you can see, point 7 and 8 are membership goals. Point 9 is based on the pillar of training, and point 10 is based on the pillar of administration of your club. Now about recognition. Now all of you must have heard words like, hey, I'm a distinguished club. Hey, I'm a select distinguished club. I'm a president distinguished club. This sounds so amazing, right? Now I will explain to you what is the meaning of that. Now, if you have achieved 5 out of 10 goals, the 10 goals that I mentioned, if you achieve any 5 out of these 10 goals, you are a distinguished club. If you achieve 7 out of the 10 goals, you are a select distinguished club. And if you achieve 9 out of the 10 goals, you are a president distinguished club. Based on how you want to set your goals, you can plan either to be a distinguished, select distinguished, or a president distinguished club. Now, a quick refresher. Cajetan, if you could help me with the poll for educational.
The poll is on your screen. I will give you 20 seconds.
How many educational goals does DCP have? Please keep in mind, the educational goals are the first pillar we spoke about. Okay, can we end the poll, Kaji?
Yes, with more than 51% voted, around 79% got the right answer of 6 educational goals. 18% said 4, 9% said 8, and 2% said 2.
Wonderful, thank you. So the right answer, my friends, is the 6 goals that we had spoken about. The first one, like I had spoken before, was 4 level 1 awards need to be achieved. Your level 1. The next was 2 level 2 awards need to be achieved. Your third goal is met with 2 more level 2 awards to be achieved. Your fourth goal is met with 2 level 3 awards to be achieved. Your fifth goal and sixth goal, both are for one member achieving a level 4, level 5, or a DTM award. So if this is clear, You know how to meet your educational goals for this year. Wonderful. Now the next question. Cajetan, if you could please show us the polls for this one, for membership. The question, how many new members are required to get 2 DCP goals under membership?
I will end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With over 50% voted, 59% have indicated the correct answer of 8 new members. 44% have indicated 4, and 5% have indicated 6, and 7% have indicated 10.
Thank you, Cajetan. Thank you so much. So since most members have got it right, I'll just refresh our memories again. So when you get 4 new members in your club, you get 1 DCP goal achieved. That's what happens. When you have an additional 4 members in your club, which means now we're talking about a total of 8 members, that's when you achieve your second DCP goal. So please keep this in mind. 4 new members is 1 goal achieved, and 4 additional or 4 more new members is your second goal achieved. So please keep this in your mind, please. Now for the next one, for training. Cajetan, if you could launch the training poll, please. What is the minimum requirement to get 1 DCP goal under training? First option is 4 ExCom members each in 1 training a year. Second option is 4 ExCom members each in 2 trainings a year. Third option is 6 ExCom members each in 1 training a year. And the last option is 6 ExCom members each in 2 trainings a year.
And I will end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 16% have indicated 1 training year for 4 members. 72% have got the right answer.
Thank you, Cajetan. Thank you. So like you have rightly said, it's 2 trainings. Now, as you can see, a minimum of 4 members to be trained during training period 1, which is where we are right now, the COT, the Club Officers Training, which happens usually in the cycle of June, July, and August. And the next one is a minimum of 4 members trained during the training period 2, which happens in December, Jan, and Feb. Now the last pillar that we spoke about, administration. Cajetan, if you could launch the poll for administration, please. The question, what objectives should be met under administration to get your DCP goal? First, membership renewal dues on time. Second, club officers list on time. Third, all of the above. And last is none of the above.
And I will end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here are your results. 14% have indicated only membership renewal. 23% have indicated only club officers list on time. 61% have said you have to do both. And 2% have said you don't have to do either.
Thank you, Cajetan. Thank you for the right answer, which is both. First, the on-time payment of membership dues within the time deadlines, extremely critical. One point to note is 8 members, there should be 8 members minimum in a club. which have been renewed. 3 out of these 8 must be renewed members, and all 8 cannot be new members. This is just for your information. And the next point is on time submission of club officers list, which is why I urged each one of you to upload this on Club Central in case you haven't yet done it now. So basically, it's on time payment of membership dues and on time submission of the club officers list. Both together help you achieve one of your goals in the Distinguished Club program. Now, what is a club success plan? Now, many of you must have heard this word, club success plan. Have you got the club success plan ready? These are words that we hear during our Toastmasters tenure. So what is a club success plan? It's basically, just to give you an idea of what a club success plan is, when you plan your entire year of how you want each and every member of your club to achieve his own educational goals, and you plan out how you are going to, as a club, achieve your membership goals, your training goals, your administration goals. It's all together a whole plan in place, which is made by the XCOM. And this is called the club success plan. The club success plan actually defines how you what are your objectives for the year and how you are going to achieve the goals that you have kept for yourself for the Distinguished Club program. In a nutshell, that's what it means. Now let's go through the details of what a club success plan really is. So what you do in a club success plan is you set specific goals. Now these goals are specifically for each member. It could be, or it could be for overall as a club. What are the goals of a club that you want to achieve for this year? Now, as an XCOM, you know where your club stands and you know where you want to go. So how do you bridge this journey from where you are and where you want to be at? That's how you do it. You set specific goals. The next thing is to establish strategies to achieve these goals. Because as we know, it's not only important to know what we want, but it's also important to know how we want to achieve what we want, right? So it's important to establish strategies and how you would plan the entire activity of achieving the goals that you have set in your mind. It's just like if you want to lose weight, which I have honestly not been very successful at, but if you want to lose weight, you have to have some plans in mind. I reduce the carbohydrate intake, or I work out a little bit more. So when you have these plans in mind is when you achieve the losing weight goal that you have for yourself. That's exactly how the club success plan works. You establish strategies to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. The next is to develop a framework to help carry out a plan and to produce the results. So this again is about strategizing to achieve the goals. One important factor in this is that you have an area director who is there to support you for your area. You should always reach out to your area director in case you need any assistance. Because as an area director, he or she has a bird's eye view of what's happening in and around your area and also within your area. So maybe the area director can help you with suggestions or advices on how you can change things or improve things to specifically achieve your goals, which will in turn help each and every member of your club in his growth and his journey in Toastmasters. What's also important is that you have a dashboard which the XCOM has access to. Now this dashboard constantly shows you where you stand today vis-a-vis your goals. So it's like, for example, a salesperson's sales target. It's a comparison, right? So if you have a sales target, you see what is the achievement you have today, and then you know what you need to do to achieve your target. That's exactly the grounds on which the reports on the dashboard work as well. So you can see where you stand today, and then you know where you need to reach, and you need to plan how to bridge that gap accordingly, either with brainstorming with your XCOM again, either talking to your area director again for his views, and working together as a club cohesively to make it happen. Now, I'm going to quickly glance through the next 3 slides because this is how a club success plan looks. You will have access to this. If you don't, we can always provide you a document. I have a document handy. We can always give it to you. Please reach out to us if you need this. So this just quickly shows you what is the starting point of your club. What is your club membership base? How many club members do you aim to achieve by June 30th? How much is the net growth that your clubs aim to have as on June 30th? So this is something which the XCOM will plan with, depending on what goals you have and where you want to reach, whether you want to be a distinguished club, whether you want to be a select distinguished club, whether you want to be a president distinguished club. As a club XCOM, you know it best. So this is where you start from. What the club success plan also has is the name of members, the name of the XCOM. Basically, you have the name of the XCOM in the club. What are the values of the club XCOM? What are the team operating principles of the XCOM? What are the potential obstacles that the XCOM sees in this development or to achieve your distinguished club program or to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself? You have to list them down initially so you are ready to handle these obstacles with solutions. What is the meeting protocol? Whether you want to meet bi-weekly, whether you want to have maybe online meetings incorporated along with the regular meetings, it's something that the XCOM decides for the club. What are the team interactions and behavioral norms for the club? How the decisions will be made? What will be the XCOM's mode of communication? What will be the communication parameters? And how the club XCOM is going to resolve differences of opinion. As we all know, we have 5 different fingers of a hand. We have 5 fingers which work differently, right? So we have to ensure that at any point we don't have a clash between the members. So there has to be a way to resolve situations and to settle differences of opinion, because at the end of the day, it is important to realize that the ultimate goal is your member who has joined your club with a dream, and the heart of the entire club Toastmasters program is that one member and the club. So this has to always be there in our mind, because differences of opinion do happen. We all have opinions, but how we settle them, how we move on in the best interest of the club is what shows the character of the XCOM. So please keep that in mind, new XCOM. How the club XCOM would support one another. How will each XCOM member be accountable for his responsibilities? How they will support each other for efforts. Now that was what the club success plan was about. Now I've been mentioning about the dashboard. So just to be fair, I would like to show you a sample of how a dashboard looks. So this is how it looks. Now you may be wondering, what are the first 6 line items? Now for those of you who are not aware, the first 6 line items are referring to the traditional path, which as per the rules as set by Toastmasters should be over by this June end. And anytime in July, we should see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows should be out. They are no more considered in your DCP goals. Now, as you can see, path 1, which is P1, which is your point number 1, which is level 1 awards, like we already discussed. Your level 2 awards, which is the first one is 4 level 1s needed. The second goal is 2 level 2s needed. The third goal is 2 additional level 2s needed. The fourth one is 2 level 3s needed. Now, a slight change comes up also in the 5th and 6th, where if you remember, I said you need 1 level 4, level 5, or DTM. And the same applies to the 6th goal. So this is the only change that comes up, because, and the only reason this is happening is because now we have a new path that has been transformed from the traditional path, and that's how it changes. So if you can have an overview of this document, you can see that the first 6 DCP goals are met through educational goals. If you see Goal number 7 and 8 are through membership goals, like we discussed. The 9th goal is met with training, and the 10th goal is met with administration. Now, the question to each one of you is, what's in it for me? Because these are club goals. How do I benefit? Now, I have touched upon this topic while speaking. And what this means to you is a healthy club means healthy members. So, what happens when you have healthy members is that each member is motivated. Each member is looking forward to the next meeting. Each member is looking to grow in this journey. Each member is looking to work together as a team and to ensure that the club reaches its goals. What is more amazing than working with people who are as motivated as you? What is more amazing than working with people who feel that working with you is improving their own life? What is more rewarding than this feeling? So, this is why we want to ensure that everyone understands that the Distinguished Club program is not just a number to show what a club is doing. It's not just a number representing a club. It's a number representing the health of each and every member in that club. So that's why I would urge each one of you to ensure that these DCP goals are met with based on what you plan in the initial part of the year, so that each member is growing along this journey and each member is having a rewarding experience. The last thing we want is a member who's come up with so many dreams in Toastmasters has to finally say, I'm going to part ways because I'm not getting what I wanted. It is us as XCOM who's responsible that this member gets everything he needs. And again, all these are linked with DCP goals. If we plan our DCP goals well, if we plan the club success plan well, and if we are determined to expedite that as per our plans, each and every member who joins you is going to stay. And each and every member who joins you is going to grow through this journey. So, to answer what's in it for me, it is for each and every member to be healthy, along with how healthy you make the club as an XCOM. And this matters to you as well for your growth as a leader. Now, just to summarize, to attain a distinguished club status, 1, a club must achieve its educational awards. Just to refresh on that, the first 6 goals were through educational awards. The next 2 goals were through getting new members on board. So the second important thing is to get new members on board. The next important goal is to ensure that club officers are trained, which comes under the training module. And the last but not the least, which is one important club goal, is to ensure that dues are paid on time and you submit the officers list as well on time. Please, just a reminder for those who have not done it yet, for your new XCOM, please complete it soon, else you stand to lose that point, which is very important for your club to grow. And let me tell you something, being recognized as a distinguished club or a select distinguished club or a president's distinguished club is a matter of pride, not only for the XCOM who has driven the club to meet these goals, but for each and every member. When you go out to a different club in joint meetings, or if you go out and speak to other members, people recognize you with where your club has reached. They recognized you with saying that, hey, so you are from this club XYZ, which is a president distinguished club. It's a matter of pride, not only for the XCOM, but for each and every member who are the heart of Toastmasters. So that's where I want to leave you at with this. Please plan your goals well and please meet them. So your DCP goals are to plan them well, execute them well, and each one of you succeed in this journey of Toastmasters. Over to you, moderator. Master of Ceremonies, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prince, for that valuable training on how to achieve the Distinguished Club program. I'm sure all the leaders here now have an idea of what is expected of them to do during this term. Now, before we move on to our next training session, I would like to invite a gentle lady who has shouldered the task of leading District 20 to grow in numbers. Please welcome our District 20 Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Alka Kumra.
Thank you, our wonderful Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Priscilla. Good morning, our Region 11 Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster Alisha Bazali. Incoming Region Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster James. All the district leaders, current and incoming. Division, area, and club leaders, current and incoming. And all the members in the house. The first club officers training is the first event of the new term that embarks all of us on the new journey that Toastmasters experience every year. Transition and change is an integral part of life, and more so in Toastmasters, that keeps us breathing in our new roles and breathing out our old roles. Clubs and members are at the heart of our Toastmasters program. And club officers are the stars throughout the year who keep shining throughout the year through small achievements. However, the club officers have the onus of empowering the members of the club. And that is why they need to first equip themselves with the knowledge, the learning, and the tools needed to take them forward on their leadership journey this year. And that is why we have the club officers training at the beginning of the term every year. As Abraham Lincoln said, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Empowered with knowledge, when club officers serve their members, the members bloom and achieve. And that is how the clubs achieve their goals. The Distinguished Club program that you just heard our trainer Prince George explain. When clubs achieve, the areas, the divisions, and the districts automatically achieve their goals too. So go ahead, dear club officers, today to equip yourself with that knowledge and tools through the training sessions today. Ask questions, clarify your doubts, if any, so that you take the year forward with self-confidence and humility, upholding the core values of Toastmasters: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Be the beacon to your members that show the light. Be the powerhouse that share their knowledge, and be the leaders that go the way and show the way. All the best to all of you on this beautiful journey. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Priscilla.
Thank you. Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Alka Kumras, Club Growth Director of District 20. We take home your message of reiterating why we need to attend the Club Officers training to sharpen our skills and to equip ourselves to make sure that we take the next term, that we lead the next term in the right way. Thank you very much. Our next trainer has made an excellent use of the lockdown period to upgrade his own skills, his online skills, as well as to support other members, clubs, areas, divisions, and districts too. He has planned and executed several division contests, and he played a key role at the DTAC and was also crowned the District 20 Toastmaster of the Year for 2018-2019. He has conducted several workshops that have been attended by Toastmasters community from around the world, focused on Toastmaster branding and design. His latest passion is creating tech videos for Toastmasters to help us transition into the online world. Help me welcome Area 21 Director and Division F Director-elect and recently crowned Distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto to train us on how to conduct effective online meetings. DTM Cajetan Barreto, you have 40 minutes to train us. The green screen will display at 30 minutes, yellow at 35 minutes, and red at 40 minutes. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. How do we make an effective online meeting? But before we address that, I want all of you all to answer a very simple question. And the question is, do you believe that online meetings are useful? The Master of Ceremony is going to put up a poll on the screen now, and I want you to answer this question from the bottom of your heart. Do you believe that online meetings add value to your Toastmaster journey to improve your leadership and communication skills? You have 30 seconds to answer this question for me. A large percentage of you have answered the poll. And I must say, I'm not surprised at the result. A majority of you all believe online meetings are useful, but there is a section of you who don't believe in this. And I personally have come across members who have told me, look, I am used to standing in front of a stage. I like to use my body language. I like to connect with the audience. I want to see what they are feeling when I speak to them. And in an online meeting, my movements are restricted. I have to sit in one place and I have to look at a camera and I don't know what's the response I'm getting from the other side. So I don't believe in this online meetings. So the question again is, do you really believe online meetings are useful? And to answer that question, I want to share with you a small event that happened to me recently. In fact, it was on my birthday, June 18th. A lot of happy birthday messages, but there was one message from one of my club presidents from Area 21, Snehal Savan. And her message was, hey, Eddie, I wanted to write this message to you. And what better day than to write this on your birthday? And I want to thank you. You see, Snehal was one of this person from the 15% that you see on this that has responded as no, that you don't find online meetings useful, as well as most of her club members, Bright Horizons. Now, Bright Horizons is a very social club. And they like to meet, they like to engage. I believe DTM Muhammad Salim was in one of their meetings at the same time that he was, because they had a meeting today in the morning. And they like to meet and they like to socialize. And the idea of meeting online just didn't vibe with them. As an area director, I reached out to Snehal and said, Snehal, let's meet. I will help you to do the online meetings. I will train you. And I did that. I called the members, I called the ExCom, I trained them, I enabled them. The first meeting I created for them with my account and then gave my account to them and said, use this account for your future meetings. Still you're comfortable and want to subscribe with your own Zoom account. And today, Bright Horizons has some of the best fun meetings that I can see. And the club, which was struggling a few months ago, recently completed their journey as a President Distinguished Club. Every meeting of theirs is well thought of, has a theme. But that is not why Snehal was thanking me. Not because the club has finished as President Distinguished. She wanted to thank me because a few days earlier, she conducted a Zoom webinar for the medical professionals in the Middle East. And she was so stoked about it that she could do it. And she told me, Kaji, if it was not for the Zoom meetings, if I had not had this experience, I would not have been able to take up this task. And that for me was the essence of online meetings. Friends, what has happened is the world has changed. I don't know when we will go back, when we go back to our workplace next month or 2 months after. It will not be the same thing. If you are a salesperson, you may have to close your next sale looking into the camera and not meeting face to face with your customer. If you have to present your budget to the board, as I have to do next month, I won't be able to go to the boardroom and do it. Even if the lockdown is removed, they will insist that it is done online. Whether it is on Zoom or Microsoft Teams, that is immaterial. I will most likely present my budget sitting in this chair. And I have to have the skills to convince my board, perhaps to reduce my revenue targets because of the COVID-19 situation. And I can only do that if I have the online skills to deliver my message. So online is not just a temporary phase. Even if we meet in future, in the next few months, back to our meetings, online will form an integral part of our life. At work, with our families, the social distancing will remain in place till a vaccine for COVID-19 is found, and we need to adapt. And we in Toastmasters are in a wonderful position to help others. First, our own members, help them to become more effective in an online meeting, more effective to talk to the audience on the other side, and also to attract new members who also want to understand how online works, how you need to look professional, and we are in a good position to do that. So if you truly believe that online meetings are useful, and as XCOM, you should, because if you don't believe in it, you will not make them effective. My training will be of no use to you. So and I hope if I had run this poll again, I'm not going to do that, but if I did, I hope the percentage of no would go down. It might not be zero, but I hope it would go down. So if we believe that online meetings are useful, then let's learn how to make them effective. And to do that, let me switch to my other view. That looks better. Perhaps some more light. Beautiful. Now, a large majority of you all have already said that online meetings are useful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to tell me 1 or 2 things that you think are the most important elements to make an online meeting effective. And how we are going to do that is I'm going to open the chat for everyone. And in the chat box, please share with everybody, what are your 2 top priorities to make online meetings effective? You can type multiple answers, and I know you can do it. You know it. Good network from President of Timber Talkers. Good light and sound system. I hope my light and sound system is good. Start with energy. I did, hopefully. Member participation. Good environment. Good attendance. Manolo says uninterrupted meeting, continuous. Good background. Fantastic. You're all getting it. Timing, start on time, end on time. That doesn't change. Whether it's online or offline, we should stick to the same principle. Have an agenda and stick to it, says Marta Steklo. Durar President Aji says, connect from distance. Strong signal from Sindamal. Yes, you are also giving us a very strong signal about that because that's very important. Online meetings are effective. It has good network and good audio quality. Audio quality is paramount in a meeting more than the video. I totally agree. Toastmasters from all over the globe, we will debate about that. Professional appearance, like me, I'm wearing a suit. Meeting reaching your place. We have wonderful joint meetings, more professional ways of presenting. So many of you have given excellent responses. And now I will share my screen. And we will start with the actual training session. Let me stop the chat. Any further questions? As our Master of Ceremonies has mentioned, any specific questions to me or our previous trainer, please send her directly, the chat directly to the Master of Ceremonies, and we will deal with them during our question and answer session. So how do we conduct online meetings? Most of the answers have already been given, but let's recap them. Recap is always important. For me, I look at online meetings in 4 categories. And that is, what can you as club officers do? Second, what is it that the members can do? What resources are available to you, either from Toastmaster International or from the community? There are plenty of resources available for online meetings. And I will finally share some tips and tricks with you to make your meetings effective. So what can the club officers do? First of all, you need to choose the right platform. And by platform, I mean the technology that you're using to create your meetings, whether it is Zoom, whether it is Cisco WebEx, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams. All of these are platforms. And as Toastmasters International World Headquarters don't promote any particular platform, it is up to the club. The club has the final authority to choose their platform. And even as a district, we cannot tell you, use this. But we can recommend to you, because as of now, if you ask me as an expert who has been working on online meetings all this time, and I use Microsoft Teams, by the way, at work all the time, Zoom is still the gold standard when it comes to structured Toastmasters meeting. If something better comes, you can be sure I will let you know. The district will let you know, but as of now, Zoom is the gold standard. It has all the right tools to conduct an effective online meeting. You can still choose to use something else, but this is my recommendation to you. Now, creating a meeting master is extremely important. And this is what happened to Snehal Sawant when she took up the role and said, I will learn this technology, come what may. It helped her to become comfortable at work. So you should not be in a position there where only 1 or 2 people take over the Zoom account and say, I will do everything. I will start the meeting. I will create the polls. And the knowledge stays with only 1 or 2 people. My recommendation to create effective online meetings is make sure that every club meeting, a different person gets enabled. Train the next person. It could be maybe the Toastmaster of the day because he has to do a lot of organizing. So train that person to run the Zoom meeting. It is not only because he knows or he doesn't know. The objective is to enable, just like how we enable communication skills, enable the online skills for that person too. And give them that opportunity to understand how polls work, how you can set up breakout rooms, how you can mute, unmute people, give them that experience of running an entire meeting. And one of the electives, by the way, in Pathways is called how to conduct online meetings. So this member could take up that as a project and do it as a level 3 project. But give it an opportunity to each and every member, regardless of whether he's XCOM or not XCOM, to understand and run a Zoom meeting. The third thing you need to do is you need to create buzz. But when I say buzz, online meetings allows you to reach a global audience. But as DTM Salim said, and I fully agree with him, you must, as an XCOM, decide what is in the best interest of your members. Many times what we do is we will bring, as DTM Salim said, celebrity speakers or top evaluators from around the globe. But what would happen is your members might get scared to sort of shine on such a stage. They may not approach to do their projects. Your members' projects are paramount, which means if you are in a club where the members need to be protected and nurtured and supported, then your buzz should be with your members only. Don't go for these joint meetings, don't go for this mega events, because those might give you the momentary sort of fame, but is not adding value to your members. It's not adding to the DCP goals, and you need to achieve those 6 DCP goals. So the buzz that you create needs to have the right target audience. Decide whether you need to focus only on your audience or bring some experts in your meeting to give your members some tips and tricks, but don't overwhelm your members that they don't take up projects. Create agendas well in advance, as you mentioned in the chat. Share it. All the links are available, and invites. It's not about sending a message in a WhatsApp group and saying our next meeting and so and so. No, you must send a personal invite, whether it is to your member or to your prospect. And it makes a difference. And we have resources available from Toastmasters for that. I will show them to you. And finally, create a meeting that is immersive. What do I mean by immersive? It means that you don't log into the meeting 1 minute before it starts. You create rehearsals. The Toastmaster of the day will plan and call all the role players 1 day before, so they see how it will work, how the sequence of the meeting will go, what PowerPoint presentations will be shown, how they look, is the sound okay, everything, all the role players practice, rehearse, and then it becomes, as I said, on time, and make sure all your audience members are immersed in it. That is what, as an XCOM member, is your role to create online meetings until we can stop and go back to our on-site meetings. What can the members do? Members also have a responsibility. And for the members, the first thing is to learn the technology. Many times we will find members coming in and saying, oh, I don't know how to share. I don't know how to unmute. And in the middle of the meeting, the moderators have to step in and to help members. And that creates not so effective meeting. So as members, you need to understand how the technology works. Reach out to your Zoom masters in the club who know this. Get yourself trained and understand how to log in, how to mute yourself, how to unmute yourself, so that when you join the meeting, you are comfortable. You know what you are doing. As somebody said, join early and test your connection and equipment. It doesn't matter if you have done meetings 100 times. When I am doing a meeting, whether as a participant or as a moderator, 15 minutes before my meeting will be on, or I will be present. Why? Because I want to make sure that today the connection doesn't have any problem. Today I want to see that my camera doesn't have any problem or my software doesn't have any problem. But if you join 1 minute before, you don't have time to do all of that. And then It will either result in disruption of the meeting to help you deal with your problem, or the meeting will get delayed. Come prepared for your meeting role. All the roles have well-defined scripts and actions that you can take. Make sure that you download the right script from Toastmasters International, and make sure that you practice that script and deliver it. So whether it's a simple role as a timer, there's a timer script. Whether you're a general evaluator, there's a general evaluator. Keep it succinct, to the point. Don't ramble on, because then it becomes not so effective, because people lose interest very quickly. You can hold the interest of your audience in an on-site meeting for quite some time because you are looking at them. But it's very easy, and I'm sure many of you all might even be switching on your other devices, checking WhatsApp messages. So if you want to hold your interest, keep it short and sweet. It's very important that we follow meeting etiquette. And what is meeting etiquette is, like in today's meeting, the moderator has enabled that you can't unmute yourself. But in a normal meeting, everyone can and should unmute themselves as and when required. But you should know how to follow it. You should unmute yourself just when it is your time to speak, and mute yourself once you're done talking. That is one part of it. The second is how you present yourself on the video. Because remember, we are in the small box here, and everything that we do, even something we touch, it is visible to all the audience. So be aware of what you look like on video. If you are in a very busy environment, if you have children running around, try to find a way that it is quiet and the video is not distracting to the audience or to the speaker. That is following meeting etiquette. And finally, take active part in the meeting. Take part in your table topics, take part in whatever role that you have given, take active part. And further details of this meeting tips are available on the Toastmasters website. I will share this presentation along with all the links and resources to you at the end. Feel free to download it to your PC and go through all of these resources. Let's look at some of the resources that are available to us. And the first resource I would like to highlight is the flyers for prospects and members. And I want to share the screen rather than the particular presentation. So I have downloaded a lot of resources. And all of these resources, at least most of them, are from Toastmaster website. And the first resource I want to show you is the flyers. The difference between sending an invite to your members by saying, posting in the WhatsApp group or saying a personal message, this is a meeting, and sending a personal invite. And why don't we make use of it? So the first is a member flyer. So this is the resource available from Toastmasters website, and I highly recommend you all make use of this resource. Put your club name, put the meeting URL, the date, the time, and your VP membership's email address, and send it out by email as a personalized invitation to that member. Even though he is expected to come for the meeting, sending a personal invite like this adds a touch, and it's your responsibility as XCOM to encourage and motivate members. And this is the first resource that you would use to invite your members. The second resource I would like to highlight is the resource for the prospects. There is a similar resource available from the Toastmasters website called the prospect. Similarly, it's the same thing, but it's slightly tailored for the prospect. You give the club name, the meeting URL, the date and the time, and the VP membership's email. And basically, the message is different. It says, learn how a 100-year-old organization can help you. So they will come and join the meeting. So that is the flyers for prospects and members. What are the resources are available for us? Let's see. Zoom virtual background. Let's do a small exercise here. I want you all, those who have a virtual background or can enable a virtual background, please can you all show me your virtual background? I want to see how many are capable of showing a virtual background. And beautiful virtual backgrounds. You can switch to your gallery view, by the way, to see the virtual backgrounds being demonstrated by different members. And virtual backgrounds is a great way for really making our meeting look effective and professional. And of course, I highly recommend that we use virtual backgrounds from Toastmasters, as shown, used by DTM Khalid and Didi Wafa, Priscilla, and who else? VP PR, Meena. Okay. So virtual backgrounds have their pros and cons, by the way, and I'll just touch 2 or 3 minutes on them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Priscilla to, where is Priscilla? I will spotlight her video. And Priscilla is using virtual background. And before that, let me also change my virtual background. Now there is a slight difference between my virtual background and Priscilla's virtual background. And the difference is, in my background, if I remove my virtual background, you will see I have quite a busy kind of background. I'm in a normal room. But I'm still able to use the virtual background because I have a fairly powerful computer. And virtual background is nothing but computing. It tries to replace what is behind with a picture. And my computer is able to do that, but not all of your computers would be able to do that. And Priscilla's is an example of that. Her computer is not capable of replacing background so effectively. So what has she done? She has done something very simple. She has put, and if she removes her virtual background for a minute, we will see what she has done. As you can see, her background is a plain color and it's green. So if you have a wall like this, great. That's a perfect virtual background, because green screen by itself is an element even Hollywood uses. You might have seen all the blockbuster movies of Superman and Batman. They're not actually flying in space. You'll see them on wires doing like this in front of a green screen, and then the computer technology replaces the green screen with whatever you want, in this case, a picture. But why is green screen important? Because green is a color, at least as I can see for Priscilla, none of her facial features are green. We don't have green in our skin tone. We normally don't wear green clothes. So that's the difference between green. Green is a color that is very rare as far as what we wear. So it's easy to replace, and green is considered the standard, but it's not necessary. You need a plain background, okay, with some proper light in front of you. But if she was wearing green, see what would happen. Let's say she wears a green t-shirt. Now, can you change the color first, the background? Oh, is that not green maybe?
Yeah, it is. I have a green screen.
Okay, so normally if you use the same color, then what will happen is that color will disappear, okay? So what you can do is, if you want to use this background that are available from the Toastmasters website, try to find yourself in a place that has a blank wall, okay, with some light in front of you, and you should be then able to use the virtual backgrounds. Some devices you may not be able to use virtual backgrounds if your computing power is not good, but mostly you should be able to. If you're using a phone, only note that virtual backgrounds work on iPhone 8 and above. If you're using Android phone, you can't use a virtual background. Let me go back to my sharing and see what other resources are available for us. So imagine if all the XCOM members have a Toast virtual background like this. And these virtual backgrounds, by the way, are available from Toastmaster website also. You can find all of these virtual backgrounds. You can choose which one you like. I will give you the link to all of these virtual backgrounds. You can download them on your PC and feel free to try them out. Timer backgrounds. So if you want to do a timer role, then you can use the timer backgrounds. Again, these are available from the Toastmaster website. They look like this, timer backgrounds, green, red, yellow. And even though green is not the palette color of Toastmasters, Toastmasters has created this for us. We can use it. It is official background if you are running a timer. And how do we do that? If you are a timer, what we can do is, if I am a timer for this meeting, then what I would do is I would use virtual background, and I have this green, yellow, and red. And if I want to look even more professional and effective, then what I normally do is I will put a small cloth, which is here. I have this small cloth that I use to clean my glasses, black in color. So when I want to be a timer, I will simply place it in front of the camera. And now all you are seeing is the green screen. You don't have me as a distraction. And this looks really professional. So I have this green. When I reach the target time, I will change to yellow. When I reach the maximum time, I'll change to red. So these three colors, or these three virtual backgrounds, are available from the Toastmaster website. The link will be shared with you. Plus, I have also created this virtual background myself. You can download that also. This is when I'm not in the timing mode. If I just want to show my screen and I'm not actually at green, yellow, or red, then I can just show this as my virtual background so that everyone knows where is the timer. Easy to locate him, and the instructions are there. You should pin this video to ensure time is always visible. So that's the virtual backgrounds. Let me remove it. And there we go. What other resources are available for us? Digital certificates. This I have found very professional. Whenever I have used them in my meetings, especially in some of the global meetings, the members have been so attracted by it. Wow, can you share it with us? And these digital certificates, by the way, were created by our District 20. This is not from Toastmasters. This has been created by DTM Noor Muhammad, and he shared them for all Toastmasters to use. And they look like this. Okay, so the digital certificate for best speaker, best table topics, best evaluator. So the Zoom master, whenever he's running these meetings, what he can do is, sorry, I was not sharing, I think, my screen. Let me just go back to those certificates. The digital certificates appear like this. And what the Zoom master can do is when the results are announced, or before the results are announced, he can fill up the name of the person who won the best speaker, best table topics, and then while announcing the results, show these digital certificates. And it adds a lot of value to the person who won that, rather than just saying his name in a meeting, actually displaying this digital certificate. And at the end of the meeting, the Zoom master can simply take this certificate and send it as an email to the winner, and he can keep it with him. So this is another way to make your meetings effective. And finally, on the Toastmaster website, there are plenty of how-to videos and some quick reads on making your meeting effective. In fact, yesterday, they just posted one new video on Toastmasters International YouTube channel saying online meeting tips. And it is essentially a summary of what we are discussing here today, how to make your meetings, online meetings, effective. This is on their YouTube channel, Toastmasters International, posted just yesterday, just in time for this session of mine. And also, if you go to the Toastmaster International website, and the homepage, I hope the delay is not going to hamper us today, because they have a lot of activity happening today. You see, due to volume of members conducting year-end business, there could be delays, but let's hope so. So if you go under the COVID-19 coronavirus response, learn more. So here we have a section called online meetings. And I click on this. We can see, first of all, a lot of tools and resources for you as XCOM member. Please go through them. There are most of the things that I discuss here, for example, online meeting tips for club offices, what software is available and comparison of that. The prospect that I was talking about, the flyer for the members, timer Zoom backgrounds, digital ribbons, and some additional virtual backgrounds, Zoom virtual backgrounds, best practices. Oh, this is not applicable for the club. This is for online speech contest. In addition, we have a lot of how-to videos. Okay, so specifically when it comes to online meetings, go through this, filling online meeting roles, 7 tips for attending online meetings, and keep your club on track with online meetings. So all of these are very useful resources created by Toastmasters International. And in addition, as I mentioned, there are some quick reads for you, and you can go through. So that is as far as available resources. I will quickly go through some of the tips and tricks. We have a virtual applause and a countdown timer. And this can be used like how we are using in the meeting. And I will share this resource also with you. I have created this myself. We used it in the contest and all that. So if you want to, let's say the speaker has just finished giving a speech and you want to have a 1-minute silence and a virtual applause, you can use this PowerPoint presentation where you can, for example, play the computer sound. And when you go to the next slide, this slide, you can customize it based on your club needs. You can put, for example, your meeting dates and meeting times of the club. You can share some quotes. You can put some customized information about your club offices, how to reach you. All this information can be put. So during that 1 minute of silence, while people are putting their notes for the speaker, they could also use this information to connect to you after the meeting. Okay, so that's the virtual applause and countdown timers. The next thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you secure your meetings. You make sure that people don't join your meeting and share inappropriate content. And there are several videos out there which can show you how to secure your meetings, how to prevent people from sharing while the meeting is going on, how to prevent people from unmuting themselves if you are in the middle of a speech. So for example, when the speaker is speaking, the moderator can go and say, don't allow anybody to unmute themselves so that the speech goes on without any interruption. So secure your meetings. If you have some special events, like a special guest joining, learn how to stream it on YouTube, Facebook Live. This is very easy to do, and that will give you more reach to your club. Use feedback forms for members and guests. So create a Google form at the end of the meeting, send the form to them, get their feedback, and learn from the feedback how to improve yourself. And as I mentioned, at the end of the meeting, send a thank you note to all your guests. And if anybody has won any certificates of best speaker, best role player, mail them out to them so that they feel that they have achieved something by spending their time, their 2 hours in that meeting. So these are some of the tips and tricks to make your meeting effective and in an online meeting. If there are any questions, I will address them during the Q&A session. Feel free to think of any questions, how to make your meeting effective. Send the questions to the Master of Ceremonies, and we will address them during the Q&A session. With that, I hand over to the Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto, for sharing with us your knowledge on how to conduct effective online meetings. It is time to introduce to you the dignitary of this day, the one working behind the scenes, ensuring this club officer's training is a success. She joined Toastmasters to ace the art of communication and leadership, and in turn got more than what she had asked for. She learned the traits to stay grounded and stay humble. Like all of us want to get better, and that is all she wants to do, become better and help others to become better. She was fortunate to be entrusted with many leadership roles at club, area, and the division. And has been a humble recipient of the Best Division Director Award in 2017-2018. Professionally, she comes from a service background where she helps people overcome their challenges. President of Tamba Talkers Club, incoming program quality director, district director, District 20, please put your hands together for distinguished Toastmaster Alifia Lakrawala.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Region 11 Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster Ali Shahbaz Ali, incoming Region 11 Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster James Edward Taruk, the present District Trio, DTM Wafa Salman, DTM Muhammad Salim, DTM Alka Kumra, the trio of District 20 for the term 2020-2021, District Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Salim, and Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, our Club Co-Director-elect. dynamic division directors, passionate area directors, and enthusiastic and precious members of District 20. Good morning, viewers on YouTube. Good morning. It's a moment of pride that today District 20's trio, or the team of PQD this year, 2020-21, has come up with their first event of education, where my vision, which I had coined for this year, was encouraging education excellence with quality and branding. We have empowered our division directors, our area directors who have walked this path before, so that they could come and deliver this training to you all. Keeping in mind the Toastmasters guidelines, we have handpicked the topics about Distinguished Club Program. Keeping the current situation in mind, we have taken how to create effective online meetings, and then followed by mentoring, which is an essential part of Toastmasters. This particular program would have not been possible without the team effort. So I really thank my area directors and division directors that they have given their best. Each individual segment, we have picked up leaders who have walked the path again, and they will be customizing their program or the training as per the current situation, whether it is any role of the ExCom, starting from the president to the sergeant at arms. What's in for the members? For the members this year, we have got these charismatic leaders who will be sharing their knowledge, so y'all can be empowered. Someday, y'all will be in their position to empower new leaders, which is the tagline of Toastmasters, where leaders are made. Every year, CORT comes up with something different, and this year also we have tried to make this club officer training different. It's great pride that the entire district today is together. Both sides of District 20, Bahrain and Kuwait, are getting trained at one time under this virtual platform. So make use of it, attend these programs, this training schedule, which is scheduled in the morning and the afternoon session. Empower yourself, empower your members, because they, as club officers, they will look up to you. Have the right knowledge, because the club is the place where we learn, we make mistakes, and then we move on to further leadership roles, whether it is at the area, division, or the district level. We all began at a club level, and now we are at where we are today. So I request members to attend this particular training right now and in the afternoon, and let's empower each other with quality education. With this, I would hand over back to the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Faisal.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Alifia Lagrawala, for bringing this online training together for us. Now we have saved the best for the last. President of BAPCO Toastmasters Club, VP Education of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, and President of St. Paul's Toastmasters Club, believes his purpose in life is to set a good example for his children as their father, and that is why he is in Toastmasters. With a round of applause, help me welcome Division B Director and Club Growth Director-elect of District 20, Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for the lovely introduction. Region 11 Advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz. Incoming Region 11 Advisor, DTM James. Our current District Director, DTM Wafa Salman, our District Director-elect, DTM Muhammad Salim, our CGD, DTM Alka Kumra, and our lady for today, PQD-elect, DTM Alifia Lakdawala, officers, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests. Good morning to one and all. It gives me an immense pleasure to stand in front of you today as your club growth director-elect. Yes, it's a privilege, it's a big responsibility to look at the retention and extension for our next term. Before going there, let me just give you a small incident or a story that happened to me. I was having a rough time in one of the working days in Babco, and I was rushing to leave work that day. And then I was met with just the youngest Toastmaster in our club, in Babco Toastmaster Club, my home club. She noticed that I was rushing, leaving work, and she asked me, "Where are you going, Khalid?" I said, "Well, I have another meeting with Toastmaster that I need to attend, so I need to leave right now." It was a bit of a long day. She asked me one question. She said, "Do you really enjoy Toastmasters?" And that was really a shocking question from very new Toastmaster who notices you, notices us as leaders during such times, busy schedule, virtual meetings all around. So the message that I want to get across today, let me just take that question and throw it to you as well. Do you really enjoy Toastmasters? Yes, this year was, I mean, we don't even wait for more surprises in this year. We have lots of obstacles, and the obstacles might also be there, but at the same time, as leaders, we enjoy Toastmaster, regardless of the obstacles we have ahead of us. And us, as leader, we should always look at our actions, because fellow leaders, our Toastmasters depend on us, and they look for all of our actions. So if we, as leader, don't act on whatever we say, then the other Toastmasters would be discouraged. So my message to you today, as leaders of District 20, please come with all of your full energy. Yes, we have internally our own doubts. Yes, we have our own obstacles, but the Toastmasters in District 20 look after us, look for us when they need help, when they need energy, when they need direction. All of what have been said, district success plan, marketing plan, all of those plans are really important at this stage. In fact, they are more important than other terms. We need to sit together. We are confronted with totally new environment, and that's where the calling is there. We need to sit and plan. Let's be creative. Let's be bold in our approaches, and let's enjoy the Toastmasters journey. Thank you so much for being the leaders of District 20, and I wish you all the best for the upcoming term. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, for letting us leaders know that we need to go to our meetings with energy and enthusiasm. Moving on to our training. Are you a mentor, or would you like to be a mentor? Or would you like to know how your mentor can help you? Then the next session is for you. Our final trainer for today is a passionate Toastmaster who believes learning and sharing knowledge is a continuous process, and it is the main essence of Toastmasters' journey. A member of Karnataka Toastmasters Club, ABC Toastmasters Club, member and coach of the Indian Academy Toastmasters, He has held various leadership roles: VP PR, VP Education at club level. He is at present the Division C Assistant Director for Club Growth and Area 2 Director-elect, and also President-elect of Karnataka Toastmasters Club. He has served Area 16 Annual Contest 2020 as Chairman and has held an education and was Head of Education at BTAC 2020. He has conducted various pathways training programs and has been an Area 16 and Area 2 evaluation contest champion and has to his credit a Triple Crown. Having completed the Dynamic Leadership Path and Pathways Mentor Program makes him the right candidate for our next training session, Art of Mentoring. Leaders of District 20 and our guest. Help me welcome Toastmaster Roshan Lewis. Toastmaster Roshan Lewis, you have 30 minutes for your training session. The green screen will flash at 20 minutes, yellow at 25 minutes, and green at 30 minutes.
Thank you, Master of the Ceremony, all the dignitaries and fellow Toastmasters. It's my pleasure to be with you all today for this wonderful session. So let's start with my session, The Art of Mentoring. The mentoring is most important in Toastmasters journey. So today my session, I'll be talking on these objectives: understanding mentoring, mentoring in Toastmasters, Pathways Mentoring Program, and I had a conducted survey where many Toastmasters have given their opinion with the survey that I'll be discussing at the end of my session. That's your opinion matters. So let's start. So quotes of the day. Let me start with first with a quiz. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Can anybody tell me whose quote it is? It's a quiz for all. I think moderator can help me for unmuting. You can unmute and answer. I saw Toastmaster Fatma has raised your hand. Toastmaster Fatma, can you answer, please?
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Of course, a mentor shall show you the way to do a better member as a Toastmaster according to your goals with your projects and your pathway.
Thank you. I wanted to ask who has said this quote. The quiz
Toastmaster,
of the day. Yes,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Roshan,
Yes.
Naveenan. Yeah.
Yes.
This quote has been, it was given by Ralph Rees-Medley, our founder of Toastmasters International.
No, sorry. Thank you very much for it. Okay, let me give you a hint. She is one of the most famous TV interview hosts.
Oprah Winfrey.
You got it right. You got it right. Great job.
Ram Kumar here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramkar. Let's move on to the next question. Next quote of the day. The delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. Can anybody tell me? You want hint? I can give you the hint. Yes, whoever raised the hand, please unmute and just tell your name and answer the questions, please.
Yeah, this is Reddy with you, TM Reddy.
He's
one famous filmmaker in US filmmaker.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, his name is David Wilson. No,
50% right, but name is wrong. I'll give you the hint. Anybody wants to try?
It's Steven Spielberg.
Steven, yes.
Who's that?
Meenakshi, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Toastmaster Meenakshi, you're absolutely right. This is Steven Spielberg. Okay.
It is Steven Spielberg.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Murli, who has created biggest movie, the blockbuster Jurassic Park. Now let's move on to the third quote, last quote in the quiz. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. If I have seen further, it's only by standing on the shoulders of giants. Anyone guess? Yes, I see there are 4 participants raised hand. Kindly unmute and answer, please.
TM Roshan, this is TM Farooq from ABC Club. It's Isaac Newton.
Yes?
Sir, Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton.
Absolutely right. The apple fell on his head. The discovery started. So that's, may I know your name, Toastmaster?
Toastmaster Xavier.
Toastmaster Xavier, thank you very much for your participation. Yes, these are the great personalities. All they believe the mentoring is most important and vital. So let's move on to next. This is also a beautiful circle you might have been known. These are the greatest personalities and these are greatest mentors and mentees. Socrates mentored Plato, Plato mentored Aristotle, and Aristotle mentored the Alexander the Great. What this circle significantly says, every mentee takes his own qualities and he adds his mentor's qualities. The chain moves. So mentorship is not the new process. So with all these Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, Alexander became best product of all these mentors and he ruled the world. So mentoring is not new process and it is believed olden process. And we do continue same mentoring process in Toastmasters too. In Toastmasters, mentoring have a long history of supporting, nurturing each other through mentorship. A mentor offers encouragement and guidance to a fellow members in various aspects. So I always feel mentor is a success mascot for each mentees and proteges. Why? He motivates, he activates, and he supports. And he also creates a confidence in mentees, and he creates an opportunity to each mentee and he trains each mentee. So mentor is always a success mascot. We have various opportunities as to get our mentors. That's, I feel it's by default, choice and design. Default, it's family when we are born. And by choice, it is during our journey of life, we get few friends or our colleagues, we select them. We have an option of choice. When you join Toastmaster, this is design mentorship. That's what we call it, mentoring program. It's beautifully designed in Toastmaster journey. So let me see how this process goes. I will be talking on mentoring only in the purview of Toastmasters. We have a lot of professional mentorship, life coach mentorship, but here today, I'll be talking within the boundary of Toastmasters, how Toastmasters is envisioning art of mentoring. We have 2 processes. One is mentor to mentee, what I call is M2M. It's a club, practically what we do in club. And in support, there is a pathways mentor program, education program, where Toastmaster helps us learn the qualities, traits, and basics of education program. So I'll be talking on these things. Let's understand what is club, mentor to mentee. So if you see our club journey, it starts with induction and the continuous journey in the learning and using a lot of learnings will continue in this journey. Finally, the result. So during induction, a new member comes, he gets connected to his mentor. Then the journey starts, a mentor and mentee association starts. There's a various programs, mentor as guides mentee and takes his journey further to a performance where he comes out as a performer with greatest learning. You have seen a lot of mentees and proteges will come out because of the mentors. But most important, in this journey, there is a transformation. After 6 months to 1 year, a mentee is transferred into another mentor who will go and train newer mentees. So that's very important in Toastmaster journey. It is a circular process which keeps on continuing, value addition. So let me go now, pathway program. I have a let me go to a poll now before starting. I want to ask this question to all of you. The poll is on your screen. The question says, as per Toastmaster International, Toastmasters International, what is the qualities of mentoring program? It's a good standing for at least 6 months, complete the entire path, complete mentorship training. And all the above. Can we end the poll? Yes, I'll be going to end the poll. Thank you for participating in this poll. The result says 52% agree all the above. So 53% agree all the above, and the right answer is all the above. Thank you very much for participating in this poll. So let me go back to, so let me start what is education program, how it is planned in Toastmasters. All of you know we have pathways. The first entry, the first knowledge of Toastmaster mentoring is given in pathways. Every Toastmaster who undergoes pathways, this is a matrix I have prepared. There is a level 2. One of the required project is Intro to Toastmaster Mentoring. So these are the red squares which are required project in each paths. So if you see in level 2, every Toastmaster has to undergo this project. This is Intro to Toastmasters Mentoring. So what does it says? It has got material. When you log into your pathways and you start doing it level 2 each path, this is the assignment. The purpose of this assignment is clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. Here you have to write and present a speech about a time when you are protege or mentee, share the impact and importance of having mentor, and you have to present this speech in the club. So what are the competencies in this project? Number 1, it demonstrates an understanding, definition, purpose, and benefits of mentoring and virtual mentoring. I will also talk on this virtual mentoring later. Second, identify and express the qualities of successful, effective mentors and virtual mentors. Demonstrate knowledge of the definition, purpose, and benefits of being mentee or protege. Recognize the difference between coaching and mentoring. So when a Toastmaster undergoes this first program in level 2, required project, Toastmaster gives first step envisioning mentoring in our education program. So this is a project list of citing. Many of might have done this project because I can see many of our Toastmasters already done many completed paths. So level 2, in each path you might have completed this project. So this project, the purpose is to define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. So let me open up a poll. So the pathways, in which level of the path the Toastmaster mentoring project is present? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, none of the above. So you're right, the 64% says level 2. Yes, we just now seen it. It is present in level 2, the first project for participating in Toastmaster mentoring. So once level 2 is gone, we are going to Pathways Mentor Program. This is a special mentor program. First one you saw, that was a level in Pathways. But Pathways Mentor Program is not in any paths. It's a separate project outside your 11 paths. Once you have completed 2 levels of Pathways, member as an optional education program. Once you're doing your Pathways, after completing level 2, and another program opens in your base camp. That is an optional program. There, this member Pathways Mentor program is opens, Pathway Mentor program opens, and you can start doing it. It is an optional program, but I always suggest mentor and mentorship is very important in Toastmasters. I think everybody should undergo this program. It will give you every detailed aspects of this journey, mentorship and mentee journey. Let me show you how this Pathways Mentor program has got. What are the learning programs this Pathways Mentor program has? I have done it last year. So first one, the first option is, there are 3 projects in this, 3 levels. One is prepare to mentor. Second is mentoring. Third is advanced mentoring. So these 3 projects, each project has got its own focus. The purpose of this project is spend time learning about your goals, your interest in being a mentor. This is the first project in Pathways Mentor program. So it gives an opportunity for you, all of us, to self-evaluation resources. When we are ready, we have to discuss with our Vice President Education about being a Toastmasters mentor and submit the project completion form. All resources are in the program, so you can check and you can fill those as your project completes, and inform Vice President Education that you are ready to be a mentor. Then the second project in this program is mentoring. Here, the purpose of this project is to apply your mentoring skills to a short-term mentoring assignment. So work with the Proteage to a complete project. Your Vice President Education will help match you with fellow Toastmasters who is interested in working with the mentor for a single project. Assist the mentee in setting goals and developing a plan for completing his or her project. Use the forms included in the project set goals. All resources are there. You can download when you launch your project. Plan and receive feedback. After your mentorship, deliver 5 to 7 minute speech at a club meeting about your first experience as a Toastmaster mentor and what you learned from it. So the first one, it prepares for you as a mentor in this program. Second one, you have live example. You put that learning into action. You take a short-term mentoring project with one of the new members as a mentee and work for 6 months and come to a club and present what you have done as a mentor. And you can also take your feedback from your Proteage also. What he liked and what is the development and whatever your set goal, how both of you met. So it's a very beautiful learning process. Third option, the third project in this program is, it will take you to advanced mentoring. Here the purpose is to apply mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. So 1 year. Here you can train fellow Toastmaster or the person for a period of 6 months. Here I have trained virtual one of my ex-staff to take him to the advanced education program. Finally, he joined PhD in IIM Calcutta. So I was mentoring virtually. I took this as a 1-year project and prepared him for take this course in IIM Calcutta. So once you finish, you can come and present this in club and share your experience as advanced mentoring. So let me show you Basecamp. This is the screenshot of my Basecamp. You can see my name here. So normally when you open a Basecamp, you will have this tab which says active tabs. It will show you active programs. When you click this, you can see your completed project. So that's why it's shown here as a completed. So I've already completed Dynamic Leadership and Pathways Mentor program. This May I completed it with final Advanced Mentor project. So once you go go here. Once you click this project after level 2, once you start your path, after level 2, this project will open in your base camp. So you open it, this will be your resources. Toastmaster Pathway Mentor Program. This will give you details about the program once you launch it. Then there are 3 projects: Prepare to Mentor, Mentoring, and Advanced Mentoring, which I already discussed in previous slides. I have completed, that's why it shows 100% progress. Now let me show you some of the, somebody raised your hand, Toastmaster Tabassum. You want to ask any question? Okay, let me move further. So these are the resources in this project. This is a mentee self-assessment assessment forms, and this is a Protea success plan. These are all the documents. When you follow it, you will know the systematic way of doing mentorship project, and it will add a lot of value, and it will give a lot of experience also. Then these are the project checklist, and this is a monthly goal check. Sometimes I'm very much fascinated how Toastmasters has created so much resources, the beautifully planned and well executed resources. It will really help you. When you just follow it, it will really enhance your learning and experience. Then coming to, once you complete it, this completion form, you can complete it and send it. Once you complete in Pathways, automatically it will take your portal into your completed project, and it will award you certificate. This is my certificate, which was awarded in 15th May when I completed my Pathways program. So entire Pathways program gives us very important mentor traits. The most important mentor traits as per Toastmasters is experience and knowledgeable. You will gain a lot of experience and knowledgeable during this program, knowledge. One is personal experience, that you will use it later to train your mentees. Under experience and knowledgeable, your wisdom to create this successful path to your mentees, and also informed perspective. You know exactly what should be done with your mentee once you go through this program. Second most important trait is positive and supportive. Here, successful strategies. You will be supporting, creating a successful strategies. You will be sitting with the mentee and understand the goals of mentee and create a path. Supportive strategies and unconditional support. In Toast, many of the products we buy, there is a star, it comes, conditions apply. But in Toastmaster and mentorship, star, no conditions. As a mentee, as a mentor, we always give unconditional support to our mentees. Third most important trait, I'm talking all these traits under the Toastmaster mentorship program, respectful and caring. Under this, focus on similarity. That's very important. If you are carrying a mentee into this mentorship journey, the respecting similarity is very important. As we saw the first quote, it is not what we want to make our mentee, but what mentee has got, you have to unleash that. So that's why the most important, focusing on similarities. Second, identifying needs. What exactly mentee wants from you and what exactly you want from mentee. So both goals should meet each other. That identification needs are very important, and tailor the feedback. Giving feedback is very important. Toastmasters has got beautiful channel of communication, how we give feedback. So whenever this mentor-mentee relationship, the respectful and caring, the feedback giving is very, very important. Then coming to committed and dependable. Most important, commitment. We are all busy in life, but there is a commitment in this process from both the sides. That's very important. But as a mentor, it's a more onus goes to mentor to be committed in this preparedness and presence and dependable. That's most important, because you are creating a future mentor during your mentorship program when you deal with your mentee. So these are the main mentor traits which will help us to create great mentees and future mentors. So I was talking about virtual mentoring in one of the level 2, when we do to envision of Toastmaster mentoring, it also talks about as virtual mentoring. Today it has become most important. because it is open up this situation, we can connect globally. So virtual mentor shares the same values and traits as in-person mentor, but the mode of communication and reach is different. It provides members from around the world access to expert information in a variety of fields. Because virtual mentoring, you can implement it during your Pathways Mentor program in an advanced mentorship stage. So you can train virtually and record all the important points and the paths, and you can complete your advanced mentor program, and still you can do a virtual mentoring without any boundaries. So virtual mentors and proteges have the opportunity to expand their knowledge and communicate across cultures. So a lot of learning will exchange virtual mentoring. So far it was within the club. Now you can go outside the club and take virtual mentoring. Different clubs, different members, non-members, that is allowed. Finally, moving before to end, we have some soul-searching questions, which I have prepared myself. I think if we question all these 5 questions from mentor side and 5 questions from protege side, I'm sure we can get correct answers. The first mentor, always we should ask, have I spent at least 2 hours in a month minimum with my mentee in the first 3 to 6 months? This is what desired from Toastmasters. So if yes or no, if yes, it's good. No, we have to think on this. Have I mapped the improvement area of my mentee? Yes or no? These are all soul-searching questions. Have I guided and coached mentee for all educational projects? Have I helped my mentee to take all the roles successful in all the club meetings? I know many times VP Education, how coordinate to get the roles. So as mentors, are we pushing our mentees and giving this responsibility? So do I have exact track of my mentee's educational progress? Second, from mentee side, protege side, have I spent at least 2 hours in a month with my mentor at least 6 months? Have I discussed my weak area with my mentee? Have I taken proper guidance from my mentor for all my educational projects? Have I shown enthusiasm to take all my roles in club meeting and taken guidance from my mentor? Have I met my goals during my tenure as mentee with the help of mentor? These are the questions we can ask ourselves as a protege and as a mentor, and we come out with the answers. There's a beautiful survey in 2013, Toastmasters International conducted, sampled around 2,000 Toastmasters with Qualtrics platform. The summary of findings, it says, this is a very interesting. We can also apply it to our club and understand our area, our region. 77% of the clubs have a mentor program. 75% of mentoring programs are informal and unstructured. 65% of club assign mentors to new members. 75% of club assign mentors to members immediately after they join. 85% of mentors spend 2 hours or less with their mentees per month. 79% of members say the mentoring program is moderately or extremely important to their club experience. 66% of members are mentored as long as needed, but often mentoring only lasts until the 3rd speech project. In 37% clubs, any member can become a mentor. In 46% of clubs, it is often the members with most experience or those who have achieved an education level becomes mentor. 70% of the club leaders want a formal mentor training program. So the last summary, now we have a formal mentor program education, and we can work on this also. Now, I had conducted a survey. The survey outcome, thank you very much. Around 90 Toastmasters participated in this survey. We had sent it randomly. So that survey, I had asked few questions. Let me unfold it. Do you believe mentoring is the most important in Toastmaster development journey? The 93% survey says 93% participants, they believe, they say yes. So let's go with the majority. So we all believe it is very important in Toastmaster development journey. The second question I had asked, as mentor, did you plan your time schedule for 2 hours in a month for first 3 months with your mentee? So even this survey matches with the international survey. 60% say yes and 30% say no. 36%. So if it's no, there's a time to sit and work on this. And if it's yes, how we pass this experience to other places. So do you believe mentoring will help in membership growth and retention? 100% agree. Yes, everybody agrees it without doubt. And do you have clarity on Pathways mentoring program? I was surprised 61% said we don't have clarity on Pathways mentoring program. I hope today I've made it clear with a limited time, and I am always available. You can contact me anytime for the help or support needed. And do you think the mentoring at club level losing its focus? 80% says yes, and around 19 to 20% says no. This is again soul searching questions for us, how we can work on this. I will give many of these survey participants given some beautiful suggestions. I will discuss after this so that we can implement for this question and work on it. And as mentee, did you find mentoring process was really helpful in your leadership growth? 90% people said yes. That's great. That talks about 90% people got a great mentors in this journey. That's very important. So these two questions are very important, where club is losing focus, but mentee saying we are getting, they agree with this. The mentorship helps them for growth. So we need to coordinate this, and we have to create each club level. We have to think into that how we can revive this mentorship program where we feel the club has lost the focus. So these are the beautiful suggestions I got from many of the participants in my survey to encourage club mentors to take the mentor program. This is the first majority of them given this feedback. So all of us, VP Education, to take care of this, they should enroll and go through this mentor program because it is not connected with 11 paths. So many of time we may not take it. So let's ensure, take this project. I have taken it 1 year when I finished my 2018 dynamic leadership. 1 year I did not take any path. I just spent my time on Pathways mentor program. Second, assign new mentors for clubs under guidance of experienced and advanced mentor. This is a suggestion given by all who participated in survey. Beautiful suggestion. Thank you very much for sharing these suggestions. Regular programs in enhancing the skills, emotional quotient, soft skills, etc. of mentors. We can organize mentoring needs to be monitored by Vice President Education. Currently, there is no proper check if proper mentoring is being done, if clubs can implement something to tackle that. This is a homework for all of us VP Education. And need to create proper network with VP Education, mentors and proteges. Can have a best mentor award at the end of the term depending on respective proteges progress and learning. This is a good suggestion given by one of the Toastmasters. Mentor need to understand the level of mentee and work on that to strengthen. Beautifully, this is also very important. When you do this Pathways mentor program, there is a project where you there's a format also. You can identify the goal setting and all these areas where you can implement this. Frequent interaction is a must at the early stage to assist the mentee in selecting pathways and understanding the program. Very important, communication. And many mentees normally refrain from contacting mentor due to various reasons. I hope you might have also experienced. If experience, try to develop on this. To avoid this, mentor need to take initiative for the first couple of times to bridge their bonding. This is given one of the Toastmaster suggestion. And other suggestions, before every meeting, the role player should discuss with mentor and it should be mandatory. This is also a very good suggestion. And I feel mentors to be recognized with some certificate when his mentee successfully completes 5 speaking projects, because it's quite an effort from. This is a very beautiful suggestion. Surely we will implement in our club. I think many clubs can take this suggestion. And by encouraging the club to come up with the monthly survey report on the performance and progress of mentee. Then mentees should report on this and share if they have benefited anything from having a mentor. What I have done, as when I started as a mentor for my first mentee, I created a communication series that I named as M2M, mentor to mentee. So first series, I gave his induction picture and talked about completely on Toastmasters Club. What are the promise? What is the mission? What is the pathways and all this, where to log in, all this first series. In second series, I explained what are the pathways, what are the links, videos he can go and search and learn, and also trained him to face first icebreaker. So this I have done it from my side. So such creativities you can always do it, so that keep connect with mentee, with your mentees, and any such creative ideas kindly share with all of us so we can follow this. So conclusion, mentoring programs are widespread among Toastmasters Club. Even clubs that reported they do not have a mentoring program still encourage members to seek guidance from experienced members. Second conclusion, the mentor relationship encourages members to continue progressing with their personal goals and educational achievements. Furthermore, members report that mentoring improves motivation and retention. There is a significant need for a formal mentor program that includes specific guidelines for mentoring, established goals, awards for mentees and mentors, and formal training. Finally, great mentors have created great achievers in the Toastmasters world. So with this, I conclude my session, and I hope at least now you got a clarity on the objective set at the beginning of my training, especially Pathways Mentor Program. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshan, for enlightening us on the mentoring program that we can go through and reap the benefits of mentoring for ourselves and for our members. Now, moving quickly into the Q&A session, I would like all the trainers to buckle up in their seats because you have some questions from our leaders and you need to answer those questions. Our first question is for Toastmaster Prince. The question is from President-elect of Tampa Talkers, DTM Murli. His question is, in point 5 and 6 of your, when you were showing your slides on the educational goals, level 4, level 5, or DTM, does it mean level 4 or level 5, or level 4 and level 5?
Toastmaster Priscilla, I'll take that question.
Okay.
For Toastmaster Murli. Well, as per the new revised this by Toastmasters, members can get their ALS and DTM credited till June 30th, 2021. But however, they will only receive their DTM point, whether it is in the traditional path or on the pathways path. Now, coming back to Toastmasters DTM Murli's question, level 4 or level 5, right? That's his question, right, Toastmaster Prasanna?
Yes, his question is it level 4 or level 5, or do we have to do level 4 and level 5?
May I
Okay,
answer
so
that
2
question,
levels.
Alifia? I can answer that question, Alifia, if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's level 4 or level 5. It's not and. If you submit one level 4, you get one DCP goal. If you submit one level 5, you get one
Level
DCP
5,
goal.
yeah.
So assuming one member finishes level 4 and level 5, he can get 2 DCP goals, the same member.
Okay, thank you, DTM Kajitan. DTM Alifia, would you like to add anything to that?
No, that's fine. I hope the question is answered, DTM Murli. Let's move on to the next.
Okay, the next question is from President-elect ICT Bahrain, Srinath Srinivasan. Can a traditional DTM be considered as part of level 5, goal 5
Yes.
and 6?
Yes, it is said by Toastmasters that they will give the point towards the TM, whether it is a traditional or a pathways. So they can be considered towards 1 point, either on level 5 or level 0.5 or 0.6 on the DCP chart.
The next question is from Toastmaster Jinesh N. If a member got an educational award in a term which is converted to a DCP point, and if he gets a next award in the same term, can he convert that to another DCP point?
Anybody would like to take that question? Our DD elect, DTM Salim.
Shall I repeat the question?
Okay.
The question is, if a member got an educational award in a term which was converted into a DCP point, and he gets yet another award in the same term, will that be converted into a DCP point?
Yes, it can be converted.
May I answer? Because maybe the question is not, I'm sure I understood what he's trying to say. If a member got level 4, for example, and he got 1 DCP goal, then he started his another path and also he did level 4. That level 4 cannot be counted in the same club. He can only use that DCP goal in another club. So he will not get the credit for the second goal that of the same award. So if level 1, he can get only 1 level 1 in a year. He cannot get credit for 2 level 1s in one club.
But my understanding is that if he does level 4 and level 5, he does get credit.
Yes, but he was talking about the same award, like level 4. If you do 2 level 4s, you will get, it will be credited only 1 time for that, not 2 times.
Okay, this question is about from Adiba. What are the duties of a moderator and who should be a moderator during a club meeting?
So since that was my training, I would say every meeting, as I said, have a different moderator. Train your club members to become moderators. So if you have 10 meetings, expect to make 10 different moderators. Train them how to, their role is to start the meeting on time, and then to mute and unmute if there are any disturbances. If you want to run polls, learn how to make polls and select the best speaker. If you're having presentations, learn how to help others to run their presentations. And finally, any additional touches you would like to, as I have shown, applauses and let's say digital certificates, all these things would be the role. It's quite a demanding task. If you're a moderator in a meeting, don't take any other role.
DTM Kajetan, just to maybe add to this, wouldn't it be good for accountability purpose to have this for the sergeant arm under the umbrella of sergeant arm? And of course, the sergeant arm can train other members, because for the time being, the sergeant arm role itself is from the physical to virtual. So I think that would be an excellent thing to have the sergeant arm accountable here.
Yes. So, of course, the logging of the starting of the meeting is the responsibility of the sergeant at arms. But remember that the Zoom moderator is a different skill set. It's not a sergeant at arms skill set. It requires you to create polls. It requires you to display IT information on the screen. And these are valuable skills, in my opinion. It's not to be the domain of one person. The sergeant at arms can train others, and that's what I'm trying to say, train others. So let them start the meeting, let them do that role, and let them understand how all this technology works. Because if you're a moderator, you get all the controls. And only the moderator, the host who creates the meeting, is the one who is allowed to create polls. So if you simply make somebody a co-host, he cannot create the polls in the middle of the meeting. So that person has to have that responsibility of logging in with that account and the password, and then he has full control of the meeting.
Sure.
Okay, the next question is from Zaina. This is for Roshan. What is the difference between a mentor and a coach?
What is the difference between?
A mentor and a coach.
Actually, coach is very short term. What I want to say is mentoring is a big umbrella. Coaching is also within the mentoring. But Coach cannot be a mentor. Mentor can be a coach. That's the first difference. And always coaching comes with a short term or with a specific goal, but mentoring can be gone throughout the journey of mentee with the various aspects. And when you see the, especially with the, let me share you in Toastmaster, it is clearly given what is the difference between the mentoring and mentee different. Let me pull out that if I can. These are the major differences. As per Toastmaster mentoring, it is a continuous journey. Okay, I think I'm unable to get it, no problem. She can just send me an email ID or in the chat box. I can straight away tell there's a lot of comparison between mentoring and coach in terms of Toastmaster I will send her. But basic difference is mentoring comes with goal for a longer process. Coach is short time or even coach is with a specific target and he completes it. That's a major difference.
Just to add to this, to what Toastmaster Roshan said, I'm already a certified coach by Institute of Leadership and Development. So it's a quite interesting question that's been asked several times. Coaching is about asking before you give. That's where coaching is. And both of them, you can be a coach and you can be a mentor at the same time. When you are a mentor, you would be giving directions. You would be directing especially the mentee, and that's the directive style of leadership. You would be directing initially until the mentor is, or the mentee is quite equipped to take care of him or herself. Then you would be mostly coaching. So you would be asking before you give. Ask intriguing questions so the mentee would get the question by his own or her own thinking. So that's the distinction between them. Asking before you give, that's the coaching. Over to you, Master.
Thank you.
Yeah, the next question is from our timer, Toastmaster Dinesh. He says that in the case of a new club that has been chartered, who is assigned mandatory to give mentoring service to the club and the members?
Okay, that's a quite nice question. For each club that gets chartered, you'll get 2 sponsors and you'll get 2 mentors. So that's what the club would get as a help. And of course, from the CGD team, there would be chairs who would be looking for mentors, and chair would be looking for sponsors to teach them and to make sure that they are equipped with whatever it takes to help the club. So there would be the extension chair who would be looking at training and looking after the sponsors, and there would be the quality chair, part of the CGD team, to help the mentors throughout their journey. So you are not left alone when you become a mentor or sponsor. We would be here to help you.
Well, the rest of the questions are very technical, related to Zoom meetings. I would advise that our trainers put their contact details in the chat so that the respective members, leaders who had these questions can reach out to y'all and have these questions answered. I could ask the questions if we have the time.
I think we are already behind schedule, so let's, if our trainers can take it up personally through email, I would appreciate that. And we'll just take a note in the chat box before we leave, so we'll take that.
I have an announcement, sorry. So, some of the members are asking questions, private chat. I'm missing it. Sorry to interrupt. I will give my WhatsApp number. Anybody wants, they can straight away send me the question. I'll answer. If some questions are missed, sorry for that.
MC, are you there?
DTM
Master
Alicia,
of Ceremony.
can I
Yeah.
proceed with the
Yes.
certificates?
Do we have any more questions from the members?
Yes, we do have some questions. Can I take those questions?
Okay, let's take two and before we end, and then we'll proceed to the final segment.
Okay.
I'll just put in my email ID also for the members. If they have anything, they can ask the PQD team, and we will get in touch with the concerned trainer or member, and we will address those questions. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Thanks.
There's a question from VPPR. Mohammed, he says he didn't get any information that VPPR is the base to promote the Toastmaster club or district if all of them focus on more VPPR, promote the club to local media, newspapers, radio station, television stations. We'll get the question.
Can you just repeat the question? It's a bit interesting question here.
It's not properly framed, so I'm like trying to figure out what he's trying to say, but let me just read it out. I didn't get any information. VPPR is base of promote the Toastmaster club or district if all of them focus on more VPPR, promote the club to local media, newspaper, radio station, television station. Can we unmute the...
Yeah, I think it's better.
That will be better. It's VPPR Muhammad.
VPPR Mohammed, can you unmute yourself? I'm unable to unmute him.
Yes, he.
Okay, he's unmuted
Okay,
now.
he's unmuted,
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. No.
VPPR Muhammad, we cannot hear you.
No.
Okay.
Would it
we'll
be okay to just take the next question or just answer quickly? If from what I understood, the officers have to collaborate together to produce whatever outcome all of them has made initially in the club success plan. So one of the tools that would help both VPPR and VP membership, because they would be the focus for both of them is to bring more members, plus of course publicity for the club activities for members to understand that the club is active. So what I encourage the VPPR and VP membership to sit together and have a marketing plan. What are they going to do throughout the term? What market? Of course, the VPE as well would be there to help, especially when conducting varieties in the meeting itself. So the three of them might help to each other and help the VPPR to tell the VPPR what to publish, when, and they all collaborate together to for better retention and extension of the members within the club.
Thank you, DTM Khalid, for that. Our next question is from Toastmaster Bindu Nair. She says, since in pathways leadership roles are embedded, can a member perform a leadership role and log it with any level, or he or she should strictly progress by levels only?
Toastmaster Priscilla, could you just repeat that question again, please?
Yeah. Since in pathways leadership roles are embedded, can a member perform a leadership role and log it with any of his or her, with any level, or should they strictly progress by levels only?
Okay. So to the member who has asked this question, well, Toastmaster has given us a provision for members to do any level at in any order or any sequence. So you all are free to choose either to do level 1 first and then move to level 2 in a sequential manner, or do as per your convenience. But they recommend that the logging or the recognition towards a particular level will be done in sequential wise. So if I finish example, I do level 1 and I feel that I want to skip level 2 and do level 3, but I will not get credit towards level 3. I have to finish level 2 and at my pace, log in for the credits of level 2 and then log in for the credits of level 3. I hope that's answered.
Yes. Now there's a very important question. This is from Anwar. He says, members in the group are asking if it is mandatory to attend the morning session and evening COT training to qualify for DCP.
Well, we have already cascaded this information to our division directors and area directors. As leaders, it's our duty to serve you and conduct education sessions. We have recommended all our members to attend the morning and the afternoon session because it's the overall package which you will receive. Coming to the credit or the attendance, since we are virtual and it's the first type of the course we are holding and we have certain sessions simultaneously, we'll be taking attendance in the afternoon session, though we have taken a note of people who have attended the morning session, but the attendance will be credited during the afternoon session. And any member who is a dual member or doing dual XCOM roles or overlapping sessions, if they attend one, we are giving credit towards all the XCOM roles, but we do recommend y'all, for your better understanding, for your better learning, to attend the makeup session also, to understand what that role requires.
Just a note, Master of Ceremonies, that Muhammad's mic apparently is okay. We'll attempt to unmute him now.
Hi. Thank you, Master of Ceremony and Kazakhstan and everyone. What I was trying to ask about this one, the whole session I attended, and I am the new to this leadership role. And most of the question, the answered, everyone, all are good. But my question was this one, no one's talk about the VPPR, how to promote the club to the non-members and to make the club having an identity to the outside club. To be frankly, for me, when I joined before Toastmaster, I was not knowing how to get information, and people are not reaching to the Toastmasters. For me, it's very struggle to get the Toastmasters platform, which is very good as a personal for me. Similarly, it has to be go with the outside the Toastmaster community, which is most people, they have the courage to speak in a proper way, which what we are getting through Toastmaster. So the whole session, I could not see anything related to how to make the promote the Toastmasters. This all are talking about within our boundary, which is inside the Toastmasters clubs and the districts. This is what I mean to say, the question for that one. Thank you.
Khalid, can you answer that question?
Sure. Well, Toastmaster Muhammad, thank you for stepping in as the new VPPR. It's a great opportunity. I've been a VPPR and that was my first officer to go for. It's a beautiful journey. The short answer to this is, of course, you would be getting whatever you need during the court later on. So there would be a specialized VPPR session later on. It would be, I'm not sure if it is in 3 o'clock or 5 or 4 o'clock, but then it's there. So you would be taken care of, and don't worry, we're all here to help you out. So that's my short answer to this.
I have an interesting question I would like to take. It came from DTM Noor Muhammad and it was sent to my mailbox. And it is a very interesting question and it is addressed to me and DTM Khalid. It says, there is a good learning every year by every member. What ideas do you have to preserve the cumulative Toastmaster knowledge, which gets lost every year? And I will first address from my perspective. And the thing is, we train people, they become leaders, and at the end of the year, they move out and the knowledge is lost. And we have to start from beginning. From my personal perspective, I believe whatever knowledge we learn, we need to share. And Noor Muhammad's Resources for Toastmasters is such an initiative where any member at any time can go to this forum. It's called Resources for Toastmasters. It's a Facebook group. And the knowledge is shared. Once it is shared, it is there. You can always search for it. And similarly, from my personal perspective, for example, I created this YouTube channel, Tech for Toastmasters. The idea is anytime the person wants to know how to create Zoom polls, how to do something, you don't really have to look out who is this person in Toastmasters. I have to reach out, get his time and learn from him. Create content which can be shared, which can be used and shared with the Toastmaster community. That's my perspective of passing our knowledge. Put it in a form that it is permanent.
Well, thank you, ETM Kajetan. If I may add to this, I think it's a beautiful question. And it goes back to us as leaders, whether we really want to hold information for ourselves or pass it to others. That's the key in here. Short answer to this is yes, of course. We get handover as leaders from one leader to the other, and then we tweak it. We put our own spices into whatever the handover is, and then we go on with whatever the flavor of leadership that we want to impose or that we want to encourage others to follow. But of course, there should be some handover. From a different level of leadership in the district or be it the club, talking about the club, we always have the website. Talking about my home club, we have the website. We document lessons learned in our own way. Every club has its own culture of doing things. How to document minutes of meetings, how to document the newsletter, for example, what format to use in the newsletter, what level of approvals. So that knowledge is still preserved within the club. Going to the district itself, talking about my own experience, we have the district success plans up to 8 years. And we can always refer back to them. We can always take that learning, put it in, mix it up, and then deliver it in a nice dish to our members. So that's the thing. Information is there. It's all back to the leadership, whether you really want to give it your full whatever learning to the new generation, to the new leaders, or not. So that's beautiful question. Thank you, EPM.
One last question I think we can take. This is from VP at BG Gittins. She says, and it is for PQD elect. She says, there may be some members interested in only leadership roles. What if the member wants to focus on leadership and not communication? How can this be achieved in pathways?
Let me ask Toastmaster BG. I mean, I know it's quite this, but imagine if we just keep flexing one arm or build the bicep muscle of one arm, and what about the other arm? I mean, would that create an imbalance? Similarly, getting back to leadership and communication, we become better communicators by becoming better leaders and vice versa. So I would urge members not to just focus on leadership alone, because in leadership also you need the right communication skills. In communication also you need to have subtle leadership skills. So this is the way it has to be done. It has to be a balance. Toastmasters program or the DCP club program or any other program in Toastmasters, the way it has been made, we have equal opportunities for leadership and communication. In pathways, when it comes, there are roles which will require communication skills and vice versa. So please encourage your members to have a balance of doing both leadership and communication together. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies. I think
Yeah,
we
I
should.
do have the timer telling me to stop it,
Yeah.
but can we take one more question because this is regarding.
Can I add with this what the DTM Alifia talk? Can I add for one sentence in this for
Yes,
this question?
yes,
Yeah,
Toastmaster
the
Austin,
question
you can.
was on pathways. Actually, in pathways, the program is built in such a way. Each path you have 14 projects. So first 3 levels, 5 levels, and 14 projects. The first 3 levels, mostly all the projects are on communication based. It will develop your communication. Next 2 levels, 4 and 5, communication and leadership projects. So entire pathways and each path has got, it's embedded both structures. As DTM Alifia said, we cannot leave and go. We can take only one. Entire pathway project is connected with both the attributes. Over to you.
Toastmaster Siham would like to know what is the difference between a mentor and a sponsor.
Mentor
Nice
and
question.
Sponsor. This is for DTM Khalid.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, and thank you, Toastmaster Siham. Very small and quick answer to this. The sponsor is the one who would help the club throughout the documentation, finding the club basically source, and then they do the marketing for the club leaders when it comes to corporate club, for example, and making the case for opening or chartering a club. So that's where the sponsor comes. So the sponsor comes before the chartering of the club. After the club being chartered, then you would get the mentor. So the mentor would stay with the club for at least 6 months, and they would help the club throughout all of their learnings, because mostly the club would be having 20 or minimum 17 new members. So they don't know anything about Toastmasters. And help them out or inducting them for the Toastmaster journey. So that's a very short answer. Over to you, Master.
Yeah, thank you very much, leaders of District 20, for answering those questions.
Can I just add something here, Toastmaster Priscilla? I am getting a lot of questions in my private chat also, and a lot of people thanking me for this particular session. Yes, since we are virtual, we do promise you to have such more, interactive sessions lined up. Hopefully, mid-July, we'll be releasing our district calendar, and all the trainings pertaining to the PQD team and the CGT team will be taken, and we encourage members to get in touch with us. We have already posted, we would like members to participate. We would love to involve our members. So please get in touch with the PQD and the CGD if you are interested in being a part of such interactive trainings and imparting your knowledge with the members of District 20. I will be answering all those questions in the chat via email or something. Thank you for your patience. We are running late. We do understand we have the second session. Any question pertaining to a particular training, whether it is VPPR or VP Education, VP Membership, we have handpicked our trainers. They have walked the path, as I've said, and they will be answering all your questions during the session. So we have an elaborative session of 1 hour with them, so you all can attend and gain knowledge. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Yes, thank you, DTM Alifia. One last question. Somebody wants to know if there is going to be a makeup session if they are unable to attend today's.
If they can't attend today's, yeah, definitely we'll be having a makeup court.
So we shall now move ahead with appreciating our trainers, leaders who have given their all today to make this session, this training session, this club officers training a success. I will request our moderator to assist me with announcing our trainers so that we can have the certificates presented to them. To Toastmaster Prince George for training us on Distinguished Club Program. A certificate of appreciation to DTM Cajetan Barreto for training us on how to conduct effective online meetings. A certificate of appreciation for Toastmaster Roshan Lewis for training us on the art of mentoring. Certificate of appreciation to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Thomas, for opening the school. Certificate of appreciation to our timer, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar. Certificate of appreciation for our moderator, Toastmaster Nagendra Sitaram. We will also, at this time, appreciate and recognize the dedication put out by our trainers for the afternoon session, where they will individually train their respective ExCom members. A certificate of appreciation for presented to Toastmaster Amrit Pukadam, trainer for President. Certificate of appreciation for Toastmaster Faisal Jamil, trainer for VP membership. Certificate of appreciation presented to Toastmaster Rashid Maimoon, trainer for secretary. Certificate of appreciation presented to Toastmaster Asha Rani for trainer for Sergeant at Arms. Certificate of appreciation presented to DTM Sajita Satish, trainer for VP Education. Certificate of appreciation presented to Toastmaster Maram Al-Aradi, trainer for VP Public Relation. Certificate of appreciation presented to Toastmaster Ravi Jaikodi, trainer for Treasurer. With this, we have completed with handing over our certificates of appreciation to all the trainers. I would now like to hand over to our PQD elect DTM Alifia.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for that conducting that event so seamlessly with so much of grace and elegance. May we have a certificate of appreciation for our beautiful Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Prasala, please, moderator. Toastmaster Nagendra. That's for our Master of Ceremonies. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasala. We appreciate your effort in conducting this program so well. She is our Area 21 Director. Thank you, Toastmaster Prasala. Thank you. And with this, on this note, we would like to adjourn the segment 1 thank every member of District 20 and every dignitary to participate and making this event a success. And just a small thank you note to everyone who has put in a chat message to me. I will respond shortly via email to them if they have any queries. Thank you. With this, we shall meet for the individual session starting at 3 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Such beautiful program.
We can unmute our members. They can give the feedback if they want.